involved, of course, and Michael Monaghan beginning the match on the substitutes bench. He is the Warrington captain. Maybe just pointing that out to Ben Taylor and just pointing out who will be leading the questions to him for the 13 men who start the match. So here we go. It has been second chance saloon for the previous 2 days here. Winner takes all. Survival Saturday in the Super League playoffs is about to get underway. Stefan Ratchford waiting to get this game in motion. Referee just checks both sides with his touch judges. Tells the Warrington players to stay behind the ball. The noise ramps up and here we go.
And it should be a belter, and I'm sure the experienced coach Dennis Betts has made his players very much aware they have to be ruthless, they've got to be strong, but it's Warrington doing that at the moment. It's got to be rough and tough for the black and whites this afternoon. They've got to get into Warrington's faces, they've got to knock them off their stride. Can they do it?
John Clark waits at dummy half, goes down the short side, but the Warrington chase from the kickoff was absolutely magnificent. Danny Tittle now for the Widnes Vikings.
Good low tackle there by Mickey Hyam. That's probably one of the major reasons why Tony Smith has started with him. Michael Monaghan on the bench. When he will come on, maybe after 20 minutes, I don't know, but Mickey Hyam is really putting himself about in the defensive position. That's not a bad kick, and the chase looks good too.
Yes, the kick from Mellor, the catch from Matty Russell, and the chase led by Eamon O'Carroll, Head Cahill, and also McGrath Luluai.
Well, the start that the Vikings wanted, received the kick-off, completed set, reasonable kick, and just turned the ball over to the Warrington Wolves. And now challenge them. Open up, see what you've got. Let's get a feel of this game in the opening few seconds.
Penalty here for obstruction.
Yeah, it was quite obvious that Kevin Brown was blocked in his attempt to go through. A bit of a swinging arm as well. There you see it. And it comes. Well, it was Brown that really swung the arm around Mickey Hyam, but it was obstructed, no doubt about it, by Hyam.
Two contrasting starts, Mike. Widnes, very safe, very simple. Warrington offloading on the second play of the game. Very, very different in the outset.
Danny Gallier is forced back 2 or 3 metres. Will take the tackle 9 metres away from the line. That's John Clark. Here is Kevin Brown. Brown just drops off a short pass.
Another great tackle from Hyam. Had to be.
Clark again. Here is Brown. Brown gets it to Mellor. He gets it away from a couple and then is enveloped by O'Brien and Ratchford and company. They're saying he's lost the ball, but the referee says play on. Not the best, but they do retain possession, I think.
Yeah, it's in his foot. Certainly was a knock on.
Did well then, Hanbury. Here is Hep Cahill. Straight into Ratchford, keeping going. Cahill getting to the line and getting very, very close. But here they come now in the last tackle, the Widnes Vikings. That's going to be 6 to go. It'll be a scrum down because that was a knock on, and Widnes continue to turn up the heat.
Well, it took the gamble, just got the flip there. That was good work by Gareth O'Brien. But you just got the feeling that they had the overlap there, Widnes. Real panic. O'Brien just getting the fingertips, saved a try perhaps. Dennis Betts, well, he's got all the experience in the world, hasn't he? He knows what it's all about with the big games. It's new to the Widnes team.
Yes, not new to him, and this is a great start by his side. The Vikings on the charge here once again with McGrath Luluai. He's on his playoff debut. Clark to Brown. He lays the pass off again to Hep Cahill. This Warrington defence has been pretty solid on its own goal line all season. Clark, though, trying to find a hole in it. He did find a hole, and then he's pulled back. So that's 3 gone, and Rhys Hanbury waits at dummy half. All right, scrambling to get to his feet. It's with Brown, and Brown finds Mellor. And Mellor, he's strapped to the floor by Atkins.
He'll be disappointed there. Mellor really should have been coming onto that ball. He was flat when he received it. Little kick in the inside.
So close for Paddy Flynn. He's claiming the try. He's claiming the try. And Ben Taylor wisely has sent this upstairs to the video referee. And, well, James Child is the man, and Stuart Cummings.
Well, it's all about onside first of all. think he's clearly behind. Both players chasing the ball are onside. Does he get to the ball in time before he gets to the dead ball line? I think we can see from that when he plays it on the foot, both players are behind him. So we're on to what happens down in the in-goal area. Do they get to it before it goes onto the dead ball line? Well, he's got his hands on it. Does he ground it correctly? I think it certainly looks from that his hands are on the top of the ball. Is there a separation between his hands and the ball? He's certainly got it down before the line. I think we can just try and clarify whether the ball, and this is what they'll be looking for, does he get the ball down? Well, I think he's got his hands on top of the ball. It doesn't help that the physio stood in the way.
No. I think Flynn's got this. I really do. I think there's enough downward pressure, and that's convinced me.
I think there's enough there to give that try. Certainly the best angle was from the other side. What does the ref can tell us? I think that's a try. I think we've got to give that as a try.
Well, is this the most incredible start for the Widnes Vikings at the home of the Warrington Wolves in this sudden death playoff match? Everyone's holding their breath. The try is given to Paddy Flynn, and Widnes take a 4-point lead.
Tremendous effort. We said they had to start well, and they looked very confident indeed. They applied the pressure first on the left, then they swung it out on that blind side. The kick from Kevin Brown was superb, and Flynn said, let's get that scoreboard ticking over. What a dream start for the black and whites.
I think we've seen a change of tactics here from the Warrington Wolves. They're put from the Widnes Vikings, my apologies, they're pouring down Widnes's left-hand side. They're trying to expose, my apologies, they're trying to expose Ryan Atkins and the halfbacks. They've gone away and they keep coming back. Beautiful kick and waited very well, and Paddy Flynn did exceptionally well to touch that down.
And in great form too. That's 4 in the last 4 now for him.
Well, I don't know if it was the try, but I do know that the 2014 playoffs needed it. They needed a try from the underdogs against the side here to really get us going here this season now. They've come here with a lot of hope in the hearts of the supporters here, and with the confidence, I think, from a great try to start the match. Can Danny Tickley, who's kicked pretty well this year for the Vikings. This should be perfect for the Widnes team here if he can land this from out wide.
But it would be one heck of a kick if he does land it, and it is one heck of a kick. Tickle has brought his kicking boots, and Widnes have got the match head on, and they lead by 6 points to 0.
I'll clarify a point if I can. I was trying to make a few moments earlier. Warrington on their left edge, it's usually Ryan Atkins and it's usually Richie Myler. They've had a swap. Gareth O'Brien's gone to that side. Dennis Betts taking a deep breath in there. I'm sure he's really pleased that Warrington Widnes have got the start in this game. But they're attacking that position where the halfbacks and the second row and the centres combine in defence.
Don't read anything into that expression from Dennis Betts. That shot was taken before the decision was given by the video referee, as the ball was first grounded in real time.
Yeah, he knew that there could be a little bit of doubt about it, but the officials, I think they got it spot on. It's a wonderful, wonderful effort though, isn't it? We said they needed to get into this opposition, and they've done that.
They're playing with pace, Widnes.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of thought pre-game, I said Warrington, Widnes should start at 1,000,000 miles an hour and get faster. I was actually referring to the Widnes Vikings defensive effort and attitude. We've not seen it yet. That offload from Trent Waterhouse in the first couple of seconds has really put Warrington on the back foot, and Widnes don't seem like they're going to let go of this.
Oh, his foot was on the whitewash, surely.
Well, it was centimetres away, but it just allowed Widnes the chance to come up and get the tackling in.
Whoa, so close. I think his toe was over it.
Just seen an indication of how hard it is to tackle Matthew Russell. Early in the game, the Vikings haven't had to do any defence, and yet he broke free from 4 Widnes players there. He is a handful when he returns the ball, and Widnes are clearly fully aware of that right now.
This is James Laithwaite for Warrington, who has come up with a knock-on. It's not the start that was in the script, this, for Warrington.
No, Laithwaite just lost control of it. Was there a hand in there? Well, no, I think the hand had already been pulled away. Dean has pulled away, and then he loses it after it. He's claiming. Laithwaite turned down by Ben Thaler. composed expression from the Warrington coach, Tony Smith.
Fairness to him, credit where it's due. Tony Smith has rebuilt this side brilliantly this year following the departures of Lee Breers, Brett Hodgson, Adrian Morley, Mike Cooper, Gareth Carvell. They're here now, okay, they're coming into this match from 5th. Of course, we all know what happens from 5th. Leeds Rhinos will tell them exactly what happens from 5th. But they have got the most fierce opposition facing them today. Their local rivals, who some said shouldn't really be coming across the Runcorn Widnes Bridge tonight or this afternoon to take part in this match. Well, they're starting brilliantly, and Hanbury. Our Van wanted that on a wide pass, it never came.
Good control defence though by Warrington. They were not going to be plucked out.
Cameron Phelps.
Got to watch on this blind side. Widnes are very, very clever on the short line.
John Monaghan has moved across here now to cover in case it comes towards our Van. It doesn't, it goes into centre field. Here's Mellor, Tickle on the charge. Good run from Tickle, good defence from Warrington. And Clark waits on the last. Now then, Brown slides another kick in. Oh, and there's another claim. There is another claim from Paddy Flynn.
Well, he got caught out again on that short blind side. Clark says, oh, you're going upstairs, aren't you, sir? Yes, they are.
Wow. Could this be the start of all starts for Widnes?
Well, again, we've got the onside from the kick. It's a practice play. It's almost a carbon copy from the previous one. And they're all onside again. Now, touches Mark Craven was asking to see whether the ball was grounded by Warrington first before a Widnes player gets there. I think a Widnes player actually gets there, but I'm not sure he grounds it. I think that might be a knock on there.
Well, it's very close. And it was close, the previous one. There's a hand.
I don't think that ball's grounded. I think that might be a knock on by Widnes.
Boy, he went close, didn't he? Oh, I'm not so sure, seen from that angle.
Very close.
Well, that shows up a little bit more, doesn't it?
I think he's got to have his hand on the top of the ball when the ball touches the ground. And does that happen?
Well, there's a hand there, there's a fingertip. Here is a super zoom view of this.
On that angle, there isn't any evidence, Stuart, to disallow that try.
That's the angle that would be the awarding of the try, I think. I think that's the try. The Widnes hand is on the ball. Even if you class the Warrington player as touching the ball, it's a simultaneous grounding.
Well, if this is given, Warrington will be absolutely stunned, and I have got no reason to believe that this should be turned down.
Well, if the first was given, that should be given too.
I'm with you.
From that angle again, it looks like the hand is on the ball from the Widnes player, and I think this try should be given.
If we think back a couple of weeks, Eddie, to the Ben Harrison try against Huddersfield here at the stadium, the benefit of the guess. If that
Here we go. It's given. Widnes with an incredible start and 2 from Paddy Flynn. And Dennis Betts must be pinching himself, or was this planned?
Of course it was planned. The ability, yet again, of Kevin Brown. He's had a masterful season, there's no doubt about that. But they have just gone from one side to the other. It's an exact replica of how they scored the first one. And I'm afraid Rhys Evans got caught out. Should have gone back a little bit earlier than that. And Paddy Flynn is in heaven at the moment, and so is Kevin Brown.
I think it's very fair to say that the Widnes Vikings are targeting the Warrington left edge. If we think who's playing for Warrington on the other side of the field, Joel Monaghan, Chris Briggs, Richie Myler, I don't think they've made a tackle yet. Everything that Widnes are doing are going down Warrington's left edge. Warrington has to shore that up.
And there's confirmation that the hand from Paddy Flynn was on the ball. Flynn, 84 tries in 149 appearances for Widnes now. 2 here this afternoon. And Danny Tickle with the opportunity. Well, he's kicked one from here just a few minutes ago. He knows the range, he knows the angle, he knows the power he needs to put behind the ball. Can he make it 12? One of the best kickers in Super League, and that is the reason why. Warrington Wolves 0, Widnes Vikings 12.
But there's one thing for certain in this game, you can't score if you don't have the ball, and Warrington, well, that's been their biggest problem. So I think the emphasis now for Widnes, as we see them again score this second try, converting your chances, they've done that in this game so far. But when Widnes have to defend, that will be the test of whether or not they're good enough. Because you are aware at some point Warrington are going to get the ball, and they're going to be able to attack with some conviction. But it's the test of Widnes' ability to defend well enough that will determine whether or not they hang on and extend this lead.
Well, the kick from Kevin Brown was inch perfect, and what's more, it stood up. It hit the ground, it bounced backwards.
Yeah, and the biggest problem, and it surprised me that Tony Smith perhaps should have sent a message out after Paddy Flynn scored his first one. Look, if you see Kevin Brown coming on the blind side, you'll know he's going to kick. It was a perfect example, 1 and 2.
I think Widnes really have to now make sure they don't give Warrington anything. 2 mistakes from the Warrington Wolves have cost them 2 tries. The Vikings have got to be very smart. Don't overplay. Keep it tight, complete, kick, chase, and then defend for all you're worth. Drop the Warrington Wolves. Force them into more errors.
High kick. Pouched safely by Matty Russell. We might have caught a quick glimpse of one of the T-shirts on show here today. Keep calm and follow the Wolves. Warrington have to keep calm here because Widnes are scoring at more than a point a minute.
Yeah, it's all about composure now. Warrington fully aware of their capabilities. They know they've got so many match winners out there. But this is the time when you just roll the sleeves up, get through the hard, solid work, get a good kick and chase, and try to force the error.
Like, I thought that was a smart kick from the Widnes Vikings. They're kicking to Matty Russell's right-hand side. So when he's returning the ball, he's got the ball tucked in his right arm, which means he's not got to fend. It's as good as you're going to get against him.
It's a knock-on, another mistake by Warrington. Mickey Hyan put the ball down.
Well, he can't believe it.
Sheer pressure forced this. Look, out it comes.
Well, was it helped? He thought it was. Either way, they're in a big hole at the moment, and they've got to send the labourers out to try to fill it up very, very quickly.
They've had 4 defeats and a draw at home this year, Warrington. They've been a little bit erratic. There's no Paul Wood suspended. Simon Griggs, of course, with that awful broken ankle and leg, and Ben Westwood is a big miss. He's out injured.
I think we've got to ask why are the Warrington Wolves not winning collision and offering offloads and the balls hitting the floor quite cheaply. If you're going to go into collision with the only aim is to get to a shoulder, go through the line, get a quick play of the ball, you're not standing in the tackle, flicking offloads out the back door. Warrington have tried that in the opening 12 minutes of this game, and it's simply not worked for them. They've had 3 errors, conceded 2. They might well concede another one on this set.
Ben Westwood watching with a concerned face from the sidelines, and the first mistake from Widnes via the hands of Danny Tickle. So a big turnover, and here's a penalty.
That could be a turning point. Warrington all at sea, and a simple basic error there from Tickle. He took his eyes off the football, and you can see quite clearly there that Christine was holding him down.
Phil Clark, Eddie, was absolutely right. Widnes are going to get tested now. We can all sing when we're fishing. At some point, you've got to roll your sleeves up on your own try line, and the Vikings are going to get tested.
Yes, first time, really. They've been very good in attack, Widnes. What are they like now in defence? This is the first opportunity, really, that Warrington have had in the opening 13 minutes or so. This is Myler. Myler gets the ball away. Whoa!
Should have been a penalty.
It is a penalty.
Brown was high to start with. Little doubt about it. Made contact to the head straight away.
Not interested in the 2, obviously. Harrison driving it in on the first tackle.
Now they need possession and good ground position, which they've got.
Chris Hill, halted by some good challenging from Eamon O'Carroll, and Hep Cahill will play it here to Hyam. He finds Myler. Myler then to Bridge. Important tackle needed.
That's got to be a penalty.
Cameron Phelps brought him down. Matty Russell will drive to the line. Widnes push him back. Down he goes on tackle number 4, 3 metres away. And Hyam tried to pinch one from dummy half. Good goal line defence from Widnes. They've reached the last tackle, Warrington here, their first real opportunity. Can they force anything here? As Myler floats the kick wide, up it goes into the air and dropped on by Christine.
Yeah, good kick. All sorts of confusion there. Means it'll be a dropout underneath the sticks, and that's what Warrington needed. They needed good position so they can just settle things down. Good work by Dean, though, in the end.
There was an absolutely brilliant tackle in that set of 6 in defence from the Widnes Vikings. I think it was Cameron Phelps, one-on-one with Chris Bridge, and more importantly, Patrick Arvad did not come in and overcommit. If it had come in, it'd have left the winger free and Bridge would have flicked a pass out. Brilliant defence from the Widnes Vikings on their left edge.
Tickle with the dropout, Myler underneath it, and Harrison makes 3 or 4 metres before he is brought to the ground by Eamon O'Carroll. Hyam to Myler, now Ratchford, woo, they're straight into the face.
We knew it was going to be rough and tough.
So Widnes cannot keep conceding these penalties. 3 in a row for Warrington.
Well, they're making themselves felt. And it was always going to be the key factor, wasn't it, from Dennis Benson's side? And that's high from Brown. Brown's got to be very, very careful indeed. That's the second occasion he's swung the arm.
Chris Hill drives it in now for Warrington. This is intense pressure from the Wolves. Hyam to Myler to O'Brien, quick hands. This is Bridge. Brilliant! Well, I was going to say brilliant tackle, it wasn't. Paddy Flynn. He got to him quickly, but he didn't miss him.
He did not miss him at all, and Chris Bridge is down, and Atkins is not happy. Warrington fans are unhappy. But the most important thing, let's get the doctor out in the field of play.
Yeah, it's an accident, isn't it? It's an accidental tackle. It's an illegal one, and it should be penalised. But it's nothing more than that. It's an overexcitement of his teammates, I think, from running in. I hope Chris Bridge is going to be okay because he steps and gets him wrong. But
well, it was a swinging arm, Phil. I'm not so sure about the accidental.
It was careless, wasn't it? Very careless.
As the medics are sorting out Chris Bridge, and he's a tough hombre, Chris Bridge, I'm sure, will hopefully get back to his feet. Just look at the tactics in it. Chris Bridge is playing right centre. He's doubling up on the left-hand side of the field. That's a set play we've seen the Warrington Wolves use a number of times to great success. They double up the centres. Not many teams in the modern era do that. Paddy Flynn has seen that, and he's read it, and he's come in and shut it down to the best of his ability.
Listen, I'm happy that...
Well, I don't think there'll be a sending off.
Yeah, it's probably the shoulder first. Just listen to me. We've had 3 within the space of a couple of minutes. A couple of soft ones, and then that one. Have a word with you guys and get them sorted out. And I also, I don't need you guys running in. I'm going to run them as well. Come on, this way. Guys,
Well, it's not red, it's not yellow, and at the moment, it's not on report. It came, according to touch judge and referee, off the shoulder. So it's a straightforward penalty. But 4 penalties in a row. And 14 minutes there were 2, 16 minutes there was 1, and 17th minute we've just seen another. That's so 4 in 3 minutes.
Yeah, and 3 of those, Eddie, was high tackle. They've got to have control of Widnes.
This is Hill. Oh, and he just lost his footing, did Gareth O'Brien, at the vital moment. Nicky Hyam gets it away to Hill. It's good defence from Widnes so far. Okay, a little bit borderline at times. They've got 3 men on the overlap the other way. They've come this way.
That was a knock-on.
It's a knock-on. They've blown the opportunity.
Well, he's having a nightmare, isn't he? Nicky Hyam, that's the second occasion in vital moments, and that's enough. That's sufficient.
you mentioned, Eddie, that 12 months ago Widnes won on this ground with 12 men. I think they've rekindled the defensive spirit that often happens and occurs to a side when they do have a player sent off. They feel aggrieved and they know they have to find that extra 10%. But they've done that there so far with the defence, and they're going to have to do it for about another hour.
Well, the Wolves certainly look a little bit rattle-filled, don't they? And you've got to put that down to that aggressive nature of the defensive tactics we've seen from the Widnes Vikings. Yes, they are walking a very tight line, aren't they, between what's acceptable and what's not. The Vikings, though, I think leave themselves a little bit vulnerable if Warrington can really smart up with the kicking game. They are flying off the defensive line, which means they're vulnerable to a very good kick through the line. We just haven't seen it from the Warrington Wolves.
Well, the one thing we have seen from Widnes is simple, basic rugby league football. Get through the big fellas, get them into the middle. I don't think I've seen Kevin Brown actually run. He's just controlling things out there, telling everybody to go here, there and everywhere.
Here is Brown now. He gives it to Mellor and he gets the pass away. And Christine is brought to ground by Gareth O'Brien. Now Danny Tickle.
And that's the objective, Eddie, of this Widnes outfit. Get into the opposition half. They know they've got a good kicking game. Down on that short blind side. That's brilliant.
Yeah, good kick from Mellor. Finds touch. Finds touch and says to Warrington, well, come on, if you want to score a try, you have to do it from 60, 70 metres away.
Well, we asked a very good question a few minutes ago when Warrington had conceded a couple of mistakes and Widnes scored 2 tries. And we asked the question, can the Vikings handle it when they make a mistake and the Wolves camp out on the Widnes try line? I think we've just seen for the last 6 or 7 minutes that they've got an answer for that so far in this game. You know, Widnes haven't come here to do a Huddersfield and do a Castleford. They are going to fight with everything that they've got, because this is the last chance.
I'm sure it wasn't in the script for either Paul Anderson or Darryl Powell what happened over the last 48 hours, Paul, but I think we get exactly what you mean.
I completely agree, Eddie, but it's a subliminal message. Some players don't go hard and fast because they get a second chance. The Vikings don't have that luxury.
Oh, another mistake. Another mistake by Warrington. First knock on, it's going to be Widnes' head and feet.
They just can't get started. It's as simple as that. They've got the battery. Everything's linked up, but I'm afraid they just can't get the vehicle started. It won't move. Take the handbrake off. That's what Tony Smith's got to do.
Let's keep the focus.
Well, at the playoff launch at the weekend, on Monday rather, he was full of it. Tony Smith, in the interview we had with him on Boots and All, said fantastic, great end of the season, great time of the season, local derby, knockout football, can't wait. Well, midway through the first half, his team haven't got going yet, and Widnes lead 12-0 and looking for more here now with Alex Gerrard.
And you're talking about can't wait. Tony Smith can't wait to get him in the sheds at half-time. Sorts a few things out. Again, wonderful kick from Brown.
Great kick, great kick.
That's sheer panic. Matty Russell knew. Just get it out of here. Let's just see if we can just settle down. The kicking game from Widnes, outstanding.
Well,
Kevin Brown in charge.
Kevin Brown, his confidence must be sky high because he's been named in the dream team for the first time. It was a great chase from Patrick Arvan, and it was a good rescue for the Wolves by Matty Russell. He misses this, Arvan scores.
Apart from one mistake, I think it was may have been Danny Tickle a little bit early on, a drop ball with no real pressure on him. That's the only error Widnes have made so far. 2 distinctive styles of play. The Widnes Vikings are looking to plough and the Warrington Wolves are looking to play. That means when Widnes are going forward, they just want to win the collision, win the play the ball. And Warrington are standing, looking for softer options, better plays, tip-ons, passes. It's not working for them so far. The game, the time now will decide whether it's the right tactics or not.
Well, they're excited about this, Widnes, there's no doubt. And Rhys Hanbury gets away from Joel Monaghan. They've got 2 out here. Oh, was that the game? Was that the game? Slipping through the fingertips of Cameron Phelps.
Oh, he knew he had an opportunity.
They had a man overlap on the outside. He had Arvan waiting.
Yeah, I know. He just had to take it. He tried to tip it on there, and you can see that Matty Russell had already made the decision to go for Cameron Phelps. You're right, Eddie, the big fella, Patrick Arvan, and that's what it's like to be a coach under pressure, even despite the fact they're leading 12-0.
Well, Warrington have been absolutely terrible with their hands on the ball. They've made mistakes half of the time they've had it. It's been terrible, but the one thing they have done is defended very well. I know they've conceded 12 points. They've missed very few tackles, though. They've been undone by the brilliance of Brown's kicks. And the defence is just about keeping them in this game at present.
Talking of defence, how about that on Mickey Hyam? Ratchford to Hill, down he goes on tackle number 3. 30 metres from his own line. Ratchford trying to scamper away and does. Makes 10 good metres forward.
Yeah, that's good play. Ratchford realising they've got to get it into the opposition half.
Don't forget tonight, 5 o'clock, Leeds Catalan follows this. The underdogs here are ahead. I wonder what Catalan can do. I don't think they've ever won at Headingley in Super League before. Is this the day for the Dragons. Hanbury slips.
That was probably the safest set I've seen Warrington do in the game so far. Mickey Hyam got out a little bit from dummy half, and that caused Widnes problems. Very reasonable set on completion, good kick and a good chase, and we haven't seen that from the Wolves so far this afternoon.
Here come the Vikings again then. And that's Lloyd White who's out there, finds Danny Tickle. He's cut down by Atkins.
Hold it, lads, hold it, Global.
That's better defence from Warrington, they realise, and once again Mickey Hyam is leading the way. He's working overtime in the tackling department. Oh, just got it timed into Joe Monaghan, but look at that chase. Solid black and white.
Bridge, infielder comes to Matty Russell. Widnes are flying into the tackle. They have been for 24.5 minutes.
Well, I don't know whether Widnes have got time to look at the sideline, but there's a worrying sight if you are a Widnes supporter at the moment. There's a player just trotting onto the field called Michael Monaghan, who, if you follow the course of this season, has been devastating when he's put his hands on the ball. He's about to get them for the first time right now.
There he is. He's in a dummy half, Michael Monaghan, and he gives it to Myler, who finds Waterhouse. Yes, he's changed the course of history for Warrington once or twice this season already. Can he do it again here today as Bridge puts a kick in down the line? Is there a knock-on? It is.
It is. And that was a clever kick from Chris Bridge, because he punched it into the ground. It was bobbling all over the place, and the fullback, no chance of putting it in. Always difficult. This golden opportunity now, and I'm with you, Phil. This fella, Michael Monaghan, has been outstanding, hasn't he, the hooker, and he can change a game.
Well, Warrington certainly play a different style of rugby with Michael Monaghan on the field. He very rarely, for any length of time, stands and passes from dummy half. He looks up, he sees any weakness, and he sprints away, up and over. And it caused Widnes problems.
And here's a chance. Oh, it's obstruction. Matty Russell has run behind one of his fellow players, and Ben Thaler is on the case.
Massive call in this match, Eddie. Was that the first or second tackle on a set of 6?
Well, he uses Monaghan, doesn't he?
Who does he obstruct though?
It doesn't matter if you run. Listen, that's been the problem we've had all this season.
Oh,
I thought they'd forgotten that.
Let's hear from Stuart Cummings.
Well, he's run right behind Michael Monaghan in the defensive line, and they have been consistent in that. I know not everybody likes it, but they've been consistent all year round on that particular call.
I think, Eddie, the common denominator in that is Warrington's appetite.
It's a penalty. They think that they've got the forward pass here. There was a penalty for a high shot before the pass came in.
Well, the pass was dubious, and in the meantime, the swinging arm took its toll.
And guess what?
They're going for
Widnes
2.
are going for 2 because Danny Tickle is in form with the boot. There's the high shot by Chris Bridge.
That's all it warrants, Mike. It's a penalty. There's no difference to that than the Paddy Flynn attempts on Chris Bridge 10 minutes or so.
And this is a wise move by Kevin Brown to point straight away to the post. We'll take the 2.
Do you think two tries and a kick's going to be enough to win this game?
Maybe not. But the thing is that every chance they're going to get of a penalty, the black and whites will be going for 2, don't worry.
I think it's good enough for now, and I'll just continue the point I was making early on if I can. I think there's a common denominator in the way that Warrington are losing the ball and turning it over, whether it's a knock on, a loose ball, or an obstruction. They're standing in the tackle and looking for offloads, which creates confusion not only in the defence, but it confuses the attack.
Well,
balls are on the floor and they're running around each other to try and find some way forward.
This for a 14-0 advantage for Widnes. If you cast your mind back to what happened in July at Widnes, the Vikings were 16-0 up at half-time then, and they went on and won the match. So you're right, Steve-O, for the time being, 14-0 will do.
Yeah, it's a psychological blow to the Warrington outfit if he can put this over.
And it might have an effect later. He scuffed that a bit, and he's missed it, but he's got it dead. They'll get it back. He's annoyed with himself.
Yeah.
He definitely scuffed that.
And I think everybody will be annoyed at the fact that they had the opportunity. This is the obstruction. It's created all sorts of confusion throughout this season. He can't believe it. Michael Monaghan says you've got a kid in, and I get the impression Tony Smith can't believe it. And this is the high one. And, well, we knew it was going to be tough, and there's been a lot of them. It's going to be a difficult job, you know, out there for Ben Thaler to keep these two sides cool and collected.
Hep Cahill was his rash challenge on Brett Hodgson, the corresponding fixture last season that saw him being sent off. But Widnes survived and won the match. Mellor is underneath the larger frame of Harrison. Here is Brown, takes it to the line, finds Hanbury, who breaks the defence. He's got two out wide, Hanbury. Hanbury doesn't need any of them. That's a try for Rhys Hanbury. He's not given it yet, the referee Ben Thaler.
Check that the Warrington player went to the Widnes man, please.
He's checking
Check grounding.
whether the Warrington player went to the Widnes man rather than the other way around, and then he wants to check grounding. But I'm hearing that Ben Thaler, steward, is saying, I think it's all right.
Well, the video referee will show that there was a collision in the middle of the field there. I think we've just seen that. It's clearly a Warrington player going to the Widnes player, as the referee described. Now it's just down to the grounding. I think they had a bit of the doubt on the grounding on the far side as he was going in. Does he put it down correctly? And yes, he does. That's a try.
The try is given to Widnes. They cannot believe this.
And what a TRY it is as well. But I know that Tony Smith, the Warrington coach, will not be happy with the attempt by Matty Russell on his opposite number, Rhys Hanbury. Take nothing away, but this Kevin Brown is just creating havoc, isn't it? There was a dummy runner coming back on the outside, but Russell should have had a better attempt than that. They're in all sorts of trouble at the Wolves.
And if he has a look at Matty Russell, he'll also want to have a look at Richie Myler. There was the tackle that was missed. Widnes, without a shadow of a doubt, are attacking the Warrington halfbacks, both on the left and the right-hand side of the field. And you saw the look on Chris Bridges' face then. If you come in, when you're 3 in defence, 2 in, and the winger have got to come in with you. And when you come in, you've got to make the tackle.
Hanbury with the try then, his 16th of the season, the joint leading try scorer for the Vikings before today with Kevin Brown. He got 17 in all competitions, 16 now in Super League, 18 in all, and Warrington in the midst of a playoff crisis on survival Saturday.
You can see the expression on their faces. They are absolutely stunned. This is a vital conversion.
Tickle then, he missed with the penalty. He has not missed with that, in off the post. It was sailing the wrong side. When things go for you, they go for you. An 18-0 Widnes lead. Who would have tipped this?
Well, we saw a brilliant game, or I certainly saw a brilliant game yesterday where the Roosters took on the Cowboys 30-0 down at half-time, came back in to get to 30-all, and a drop goal, 30-31 it finished. This is not over for the Warrington Wolves if they've got self-belief, and I'm sure there's some resilience and mental toughness in this Warrington Wolves outfit, but goodness me, they are on the wrong side of 18-0.
And they're missing tackles and they're coming up with errors, and Cahill made a little bit of ground then because of that. This is Willie Isa. Willie Isa, a 3-match ban. He returned from that at Salford last week. A game really that Widnes conceded to the Salford Red Devils. They rested so many of their first team squad in readiness for this match. And well, that ploy has certainly paid off. We've got 9 minutes to the half-time break.
They played just good, solid, basic football. The beautiful little angle run that brought the pass from Brown, the 2 kick from Brown.
Tickle to the corner, finds the winger Rhys Evans though, gets 2 in for Warrington, and that will be the turnover.
And again, we've seen that kicking game. On this occasion, it's there by Danny Tickle. Good work there by Rhys Evans, it had to be. But look at that defence. Warrington have not been allowed to do anything.
You know, in the semi-final of the Challenge Cup, Widnes were embarrassed in many ways. They were outplayed by Castleford from start to finish. And I think that display has spurred them on to something here.
Well, the experience there from Michael Monaghan left no alternative for the official to give away the penalty. Look at that. Say, come on, give us a break. Danny Galea all over the play of the ball area. Didn't move. They know, and Warrington fans know, they have to get a try before half-time. They've got to get something to go into the sheds to lift their spirits.
You know, in the history of the top 8 playoff series, only the Catalan Dragons, only them, have won a playoff game having finished 8th in the table. They've won at Wakefield and Huddersfield in the first year when we were into an 8-team playoff. It hasn't happened since.
Well, 18-0 is not unsurmountable, and when I mentioned the 30-0, 30 or 30-31 game in the NRL of yesterday, the reason the opposition got back in is because the team in front at 30-0 got sloppy, they got scruffy, they gave penalties away, and they got casual with the ball. The Vikings cannot afford to repeat that.
Monaghan with the kick to the in-goal area, and some clearing up to do here. And they're going to force the goal line drop out. Monaghan following his own kick up.
For one moment there, I thought he was going to offload. He was looking to try to pass inside his in-goal area.
Flynn couldn't get out of jail.
Look at this. Oh, he thought about it. Always best to just keep hold of it. Don't take the chance.
Don't worry about it, Mike. Paddy Flynn thought about passing that ball. You're absolutely right. He's brave enough and courageous enough and possibly daft enough to have attempted that. I'm really pleased about his improvement. He's a local kid. He's only ever played for Widnes. In the Championship, he's done it the hard way.
Well, it's going
what is this? Is this a knock-on? It has to be, surely.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's gone into touch.
It's gone into touch anyway.
Yeah.
But it bounces there and then off the legs and back on the hands and knock on, so it's gone into touch.
Doesn't matter.
Widnes get head and feet at the scrum, whether it's a knock-on or into touch off the goal line dropout. 6 and 2 threes, doesn't matter to them.
Too true, too true. And this again, they'll be just hard, solid work. Just go down the middle, then they'll look for the man, Kevin Brown or Danny Tickle to put the kick in. Just keep turning them. Oh, what on earth are they doing? I cannot believe that they've gone for broke. They didn't need to do that.
Others me might want you to say, don't get sloppy, don't get scruffy, don't start thinking that the game's won. Widnes, this is the plough versus the play. Widnes just plough forward. All of a sudden they're starting at 18-0 to get a little bit too adventurous. Keep the ball tight. If you keep the ball off Warrington, simples, they can't score.
5 minutes to the break or thereabouts. Head and feed to Warrington at the scrum. This is Matty Russell. What would Warrington give for a try just before half-time? Michael Monaghan. And here is Ben Curry now.
Well, Michael Monaghan, to me, is going to be the key factor in these few minutes before the half-time break.
O'Brien gets the ball away to Russell, gets the ball away to Asatazi. He bounces off one challenge, it goes through the hands and finds Rhys Evans. Rhys Evans is grounded. That's 3 tackles gone. 25 metres out. Asatazi charges it in again, turns his back. Thought about the offload, couldn't get the ball clear. Michael Monaghan once more. Here is Stephen Ratchford. Back it comes to O'Brien. Mile has slipped the net. They're in here. They're in here with Monaghan. The leading try scorer in Super League does not miss those. Joel Monaghan. Bridge had the option of go for it himself or give it to Monaghan. He took the latter option, and Monaghan from 5-6 metres out is absolutely deadly. He's good enough from long range. Let him see the whitewash, and it's game, set and match. 29 for this season, just what the Wolves needed as we approach half-time.
Dennis Bench will be absolutely furious. This is a knock-on from Hambrick. They didn't have to do that. They are leading 18-0. You don't chase the game when you're in charge. They came out of the line. They had the numbers, and as Eddie mentioned, this guy knows the way to the line.
I'll pinch a Paul Anderson quote, set the head off and stick on a pumpkin. Widnes did not need to shift that ball. It was an awful pass from Joe Mellor. Round the ankles of Reece Hambry, you're inviting trouble. And when you've got players like Joel Monaghan in the Warrington Wolves side, give them half a chance. He only needs a bit of a sniff, and he's going to score tries.
I'm hoping that Widnes here now, if they're really focused and talking about what's going to happen in the next 6 plays after this kick from the sideline, because anybody who's followed Warrington in the last 3 or 4 seasons is fully aware and has often seen them score back-to-back tries here. The kickoff's got to be very good, and the tackle and contact excellent, because if they get a fast play of the ball, Michael Monaghan gets them rolling forward, they can go 80-90 metres and put another 6 points on the board.
Ratchford then is lining up this conversion attempt. 18-4 it is. We've seen Tickle kick a couple off the sideline. Can Ratchford follow suit? Yes, he can. Oh, yes, he can. 18-6 Widnes lead. As Phil Clark says, the next couple of minutes vital for the Vikings.
It was good. Take the opportunity. The first time they've had, and it was the way that Myler just slipped away. Joel Monaghan gets into the corner. Amazing, isn't it? They were leading 18-0. They are now going to go into the sheds at half-time, and right the way through every Widnes player's mind, they'll be saying, oh, don't say we've just allowed them. We've left the door open slightly. Can Warrington just barge through it yet again? Well, I think they might.
England tried to do that. He tried to batter the door down. Here is Joel Monaghan now, the try scorer. Top try scorer in Super League in the weekly rounds 2014. Brother Michael at dummy half.
Eddie, sorry, you have to credit Richie Myler.
Mistake though. Big hit by Willie Isa. Gareth O'Brien spills the ball.
And you can see the face there of Danny Tickle. Say, come on, let's get this scrum formed. Isa just whammed into him. Oh, what a tackle.
If he was guilty of making the mistake that perhaps led to the last try, which was a brilliant Warrington try, then he certainly made up for it in the best and quickest way possible here. Turnover of possession, killed any momentum that Warrington could have built over the next 3 minutes.
Now they have to hang on for these 6 tackles. Nothing silly from Widnes. That will surely be what Kevin Brown has barked the instruction out. And Tickle takes it up on tackle number 2. They're lining up down this left-hand side. Here they come with Mellor. He gives it to Gerrard, who takes it up the middle.
Brown will take first receiver, surely. This could be an early kick.
It's with Brown. Short ball.
Great tackle there by Chris Bridge.
On Danny Galea. Lloyd White is waiting. Back it comes to Brown again. Drop goal from Kevin Brown. He's kicked that. The eyebrows raised slightly from the coach, Dennis Betts. Well, you have to leave it to your players. You'll have to let them take the responsibility, and Brown has done that.
Well, it's quick thinking. He knew there was only seconds remaining, had the opportunity, and he knows that that 1 point, that very well 1 point could come into the equation with only minutes remaining of this match.
I'm sure Kevin Brown must have been watching the game I was talking about in the NRL yesterday. Jonathan Thurston spurned 2 chances late on in the game to take field goals, drop goals attempts. They ran the play. Kevin Brown was going, way down there, I'm going to come back with something.
Well, this is a real blow when Warrington got back, got the conversion, brought them back, and you thought, well, everything was running nicely, they're getting into the swing of things, and then they come up with the error.
Well, we've seen some rare drop goals recently. Jordan Turner last night, the first of his career. We saw Leroy Cudjoe in the game against St Helens rob them for a week of the League Leaders Shield glory with his first, and now we've just seen the second drop goal of Kevin Brown's entire career. It's 19-6 to the Vikings.
And it's taken us 3 efforts, but we've finally got a real playoff game. It smells like one, it feels like one, certainly looks like one at present here, with 2 teams going, and the underdog doing particularly well here in the opening 40.
Interesting to see there, Phil, on that set of 6. The Widnes Vikings have learnt the lessons from the previous mistakes. Don't shift it wide aimlessly. Warrington have changed in the middle unit. The big men are on, Azatazi's on, and Anthony England's on. Stay at the ruck and cause them problems. The big men, you can test their agility.
Well, Hanbury comes up with the knock-on, but he was contesting this ball with Matty Russell, loses it.
Well, Matty Russell will be extremely relieved that it's been classified as a knock-on, because you can see Russell never even left the ground. It was a beautiful high bomb, wasn't it, from Kevin Brown?
It was high, Steve, but it was very shallow. I just wonder why it wasn't pushed a bit further forward, because look where they're turning it over. They've still got 41 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but they know that their defence is going to be solid. And you can see that
Well, they hope it will.
Yeah, well, the second marker, this is a good ploy that Dennis Betts has got him into. The second marker is coming way back away from the play the ball area, just in case there's a dummy and the dummy half front on.
Down goes Russell, good tackle by Cameron Phelps, he hangs on, he concedes the penalty, 15 seconds to go.
Well, this will be a kick into the corner, and I would anticipate either a kick to the corner or maybe just a dribble through.
Well, the Widnes Vikings are dicing with death there in this knockout competition. 18-0 looked unbeatable.
Well, here we go, they have to run it on this penalty restart. It's bounced everywhere, it's arrived at Matty Russell, it's gone to ground. Widnes have got the ball back, they'll take a 19-6 lead with them into the dressing rooms at half-time. Absolutely unbelievable. This is not in the playoff script that we've seen over the last two matches. And Tony Smith with work to do as he watches from the stands as his team makes their way to the dressing room, followed by the Vikings, who have scored 3 tries to 1, Flynn 2, Hanbury, and Monaghan with the 1 for Warrington. 18-6, Brown's drop goal, 2 minutes from half-time, 19-6. The game isn't over, of course, yet, not by a long chalk. Will that Kevin Brown drop goal be important at the end of the next 40? We shall see.
The Gladiators are entering the arena.
Man City v Chelsea, part of a big weekend of football, today and tomorrow on Sky Sports.
You weren't born to do things by halves. Neither were we. That's why the all-new Jeep Cherokee has the largest touchscreen in its class.
Ever had a moment when you realise just how much you care about the things you own?
Right, where shall we start?
At More Than, we've introduced a new way to buy home insurance. We start by asking you how much you want to pay, and together we'll help build the perfect cover for your home.
Thank you for talking me through everything.
Happy to help.
More Than, where you mean more.
Well, hello. Welcome to Hotels.com. Family holiday? Yep. At Hotels.com, you'll always find the perfect hotel, because we only do hotels. Like a countryside retreat.
No.
A family-friendly hotel. Or a luxury resort.
Book it.
Oh dear. As the hotel experts, finding you the perfect place is all we do. Hotels.com. Wake up happy.
A toy for a boy. A gift for a girl. From magic numbers. Things of wonder. For a family, a home. For a loved one, the world. The dream ticket. The fairy tale end. Whatever your dream, play makes it possible.
Jeff and his companion here are the same age and love long walks on the beach. For some sites, this is enough to make them a match. At eHarmony, however, with our 29 measures of compatibility, we partner people on their behaviours, values, characteristics, and, you know, the stuff that counts. So, when you step out on an eHarmony date, you know it'll give you butterflies, not the hump. eHarmony.co.uk. Join free today.
Take on the USA in the Ryder Cup. And you can watch all the drama on Sky Go. Whether it's on your tablet or your smartphone, don't miss a moment of the greatest team competition in golf.
It's Europe's Ryder Cup.
Watch the four balls, foursomes, or final day singles. Whenever you want, wherever you are.
Are you kidding me?
The Ryder Cup on Sky Go.
The Gladiators are entering the arena.
And it will all come down to this.
Yes, 3 weeks today we will be there, and will Leeds or Catalan still be on the road to Old Trafford come 7:30 tonight? You can find out by staying with us here on Sky Sport 3 for the Rhinos against the Dragons, which follows this match here at the Halliwell-Jones Stadium in Warrington. And the playoffs are alive. We've had 2 one-horse races in the opening 2 matches. Here we have the underdogs leading by 19 points to 6. Warrington 5th playing 8th placed Widnes, and it's the Vikings who lead at half-time. Well, Warrington, only 4 wins from 8 home playoff matches, but they have won the last 3. They beat Leeds and Huddersfield here last year to get themselves to Old Trafford, and Old Trafford for a 3rd year in a row is the aim for Tony Smith and this group of players. Dennis Betts, what progress has been made by him? Bottom 2012, 10th last year, playoffs 2014. Steady progress for Screen.
Barry McDermott will be delighted to hear that. A very calm Widnes Vikings dressing room. I asked John beforehand what would be going through the minds of the players as they sat in the dressing rooms. He said they needed to park their emotions, leave that in the dressing rooms, and bring out your heads for some smart play. It looks like the Widnes Vikings, they brought out some smart play, but brought plenty of emotion in the tackle. The Warrington Wolves, I should say, brought neither smart play nor emotion.
Very much Widnes' half. They take full credit for that. Everything that Warrington did, it seemed, blew up in their faces. A lot of self-inflicted wounds in that first 40 minutes. I'm going to get straight in and show you the first one now, because there's a sequence of play that led up to the first Flynn try. And it starts right at the top of my clip here, and it's Ryan Atkins who comes in. Great run by Hep Cahill, by the way, who was bustling off all kinds of players. So your left centre comes in to make a tackle. Nothing wrong with that at all, you say. But when he's in and he gets caught in the tackle, these guys should be absolutely screaming that they want extra men. I mean, look at the Widnes people who are floating around this area here, potentially going to switch that short side. You need to be screaming at the top of your lungs. You need reinforcements. Now, when I first watched this, I thought Gareth O'Brien going for an intercept on the last tackle. What's he doing? When you look at that and you break that down, you realise why he had to do that. Once again, Ryan Atkins in the tackle. This is more his position. But this is where Matty Russell comes in, inexperienced fullback in his first full year as a fullback in a top side. He gets himself stuck, and he gets himself stuck in the line. Yes, it's a late movement short side by Kevin Brown. I thought's been superb.
But it's a narrow short side as well.
But yeah, exactly. And instead of covering the danger area really, which is going to be in this area here, Matty Russell has got himself well and truly stuck in the line. So here he is, first person off the ruck short side. He's got himself right up, and he leaves himself.
If you just jog that back, John, a second. I mean, when I say a narrow short side, you would imagine with Rhys Evans on his own, James Laithwaite, and 2 markers retreating here, you would be able to defend any running play, which would give Rhys Evans a chance to perhaps just lie a little bit deeper. He doesn't need to rush up so far.
And this, just to put it again, this is the guy we're talking about. You know, I'd be sitting here with an option then to cover either infield or back in here.
Yeah, let the markers tie in with Laithwaite. You go and cover behind.
Yeah. So that's. You know, obviously food for thought for him going forward. And then for me, Flynn's second try, well, an error if you ask me, because this isn't a try. It was awarded. I'll try and stop it the right bit. Right, Flynn's hand is there, touching the ball. So this is Flynn's hand at the top of the ball. This is Rhys Evans' right hand, Rhys Evans' left hand is here. So you watch the hand and the ball. So I'll run this on now. So you've got Paddy Flynn's hand there, and the ball here. Okay, so you know this is it has been broken down, but not an awful lot. That was available on available to them. That for me is missed. That's a missed opportunity for them.
The Widnes Vikings tell you to read it about it in the papers tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. That's
12-0 to the Widnes Vikings. Paddy Flynn involved with a high shot on Chris Bridge. Commentary team were all happy about it. John, what was your take on this?
If Alex Walmsley goes for the shot on Luke Robinson, I think this has got to have a long look at it. I think Yes, the contact, the initial contact is in this area here, shoulder to shoulder. But as you said to me very rightly before, the arm's going to come round and the arm's going to end up in the face, and that's exactly what did happen. It's splitting hairs stuff, but I think on balance, he's a very lucky man.
Yeah, he stayed on the field. Chris Bridge was thankfully okay, and then Reece Hanbury, who had a good start to the game, exploded into action on the 28th minute, broke through a fairly feeble Richie Myler effort. Richie Myler stretched in this occasion, but Hanbury finished it well as well, John.
Yeah, here's your man, Chris Bridge. He's the one who falls in. So this is what Paul Cullen was saying in commentary. If Chris Bridge goes in, like here, Richie Myler and Joel Monaghan have to back that error up. They have to get in and they have to shut it down. They don't do it quickly enough. Myler gets in, but he gets in late and he's beaten. And the cover for Matty Russell not good enough at this level, playoff level.
No.
Not good enough.
Got to do a lot better than that. 19-6, of course, that Joel Monaghan try has given the Warrington Wolves some hope. 40 minutes to save their season, Eddie. 40 minutes to get back on track.
Yes, and well, Chris Bridge is obviously in a bit of discomfort here because you don't often see this in rugby league, but he, by the looks of things, is having a bit of a fitness test during the half-time break. Now, he has had ankle problems and he has had hamstring troubles over the back end of the regular season, so there is plainly concern that Chris Bridge is not 100% fit for this second half. Great old soccer manager friend of mine, Bob Paisley, I don't like to drop names, but he said a tweak is 2 weeks, a pull is at least a month. I wonder whether it was a tweak or a pull for Chris Bridge.
Has he got downward pressure? I think so.
Ever had a moment when you realise just how much you care about the things you own?
Right, where shall we start?
At More Than, we've introduced a new way to buy home insurance. We start by asking you how much you want to pay, and together we'll help build the perfect cover for your home.
Thank you for talking me through everything.
Happy to help.
More Than, where you mean more.
What I most love in this world is looking at each other. To the right, to the right.
That's my boy. Kick. No. To the right. That's my boy. Forward, to the right. That's my boy.
Love in this world is crossing the world, holding our hands.
That's my boy.
The award-winning Seat Leon. Available with lane assist and 0% finance.
Seat. Technology to enjoy.
Beautiful wife, handsome husband.
Wife goes missing on her anniversary.
Nick Dunn, did you kill your wife?
We need to prepare your defense. And if we decide to go with your version of the truth.
This man may truly kill me. In her own words.
Well, you bumped up Amy's life insurance to $1.2 million.
Because she told me to.
Where's your wife, Nick?
This is a ticking time bomb. What about my son, Nick?
Sport. We all talk about it, but I get to live it. I get the VIPs from A to B.
All right, Frank.
Is this the closest you get to sport? No, that's Betway. Live streaming, live odds, bet in play. Because whatever you think you know, right now, anything could happen.
With a free bet worth up to £50, live sport, bet your way at betway.com.
Someone's kidnapped my wife. Find the man who did this.
Let her go, or you're dead.
Liam Neeson. A walk among the tombstones.
A toy for a boy. A gift for a girl. From magic numbers. Things of wonder. For a family, a home. For a loved one, the world. The dream ticket. The fairy tale end. Whatever your dream, play makes it possible.
So what should your current account be?
Useful, rewarding, innovative. It should offer up to 3% cashback on household bills and 3% interest on balances between £3,000 and £20,000. So that's what our 123 current account does. Be a part of the 123 world. A world of benefits available to 123 customers. Simple, personal, fair. It's what a bank should be.
Ever season is underway with more top-class rugby from around the world. Sky Sports, your home of rugby. Man City v Chelsea, part of a big weekend of football. Today and tomorrow on Sky Sports.
Has he got downward pressure? I think so.
Survival Super League Saturday, and Widnes ahead at half-time. Phil.
They've only had 50 players, Warrington, because they made 8 errors. They've had some decent field position, but they've not really used it very effectively. Their opponents, well, not surprising, they're ahead. They've had more possession, and they've used it to great effect. 15 more than their opponents. They've made 4 breaks to just 1 by Warrington in that first 40 minutes.
Just having a quick scout around, Chris Bridge is out there for Warrington, so maybe the fitness test was okay. How long can he survive? Widnes restart, Myler is underneath the kickoff. It's a mountain to climb for them, Paul.
It is, and if Chris Bridge does have an issue with the lower back or the hamstrings, what you don't want to do is sit down for 15 minutes at half-time. You need to be out and moving and exercising, and hopefully, Eddie, for Chris Bridge and for the Warrington Wolves, that's all it is. You want to see players like Chris Bridge being able to play the full 80 and giving a full contribution.
One question, Steve-O, can Widnes keep this going?
Well, they've just given away a silly penalty. Tickle doesn't like it, but they qualified that he was interfering there. But there's every chance that they can, Eddie, if they go through a carbon copy of what they did in the first 20 minutes, harass the Warrington side, force Warrington into the errors that we saw early in the first half, and the confidence will build.
Well, I think they're going to be tested now. That penalty didn't go in the favour of the Widnes Vikings. It could have gone either way. It could have been a loose carry from the Warrington Wolves. The Vikings now have to sustain that early pressure that the Warrington Wolves had to defend in the first half.
Well, here come Warrington with Myler, but he is tackled by Gallia and Isa. Michael Monaghan, Asatazi, quick hands via O'Brien to Laithwaite. Laithwaite goes down under the challenge of 3. They're doing their best, Widnes, to prevent a quick play the ball. It's with Myler, he slides the kick in. Brown just palms the ball over the dead ball line.
Tremendous by Kevin Brown. Fully anticipating. Look how he came back. He just knew that the shape of Warrington was going to put boot to ball. He's having a wow of a game, and Dennis Betts realises that if they can keep this defence up solid, the good kick and chase game, they are going to come off with an historic victory tonight.
I think you can see the effect of Tony Smith in his half-time talk there with the Warrington Wolves. In the first half, when the Wolves were simply trying to outplay Widnes, the Widnes defensive line was flying off. There was no threat to stop them doing so. That kick in will put the Widnes defensive line certainly on their own try line in 2 minds. Brilliant piece of play at half-time and great execution there from Richie Myler.
We shouldn't be 100% surprised about this scoreline at Warrington. Widnes ahead because Widnes have won 3 of the last 4 in Super League against the Warrington Wolves. But this is a big test of them early here. The Widnes defensive line, as Michael Monaghan scampers away, gives it to O'Brien. He finds Myler. Myler looks wide and finds Bridge. Bridge gets it away, and Monaghan punts the ball down again. Second try for Michael Monaghan. It's not for Joel Monaghan. Second try for Joel Monaghan. Not given, though. Not given. He just wants to ask the video referees to check obstruction again. Is it, Stuart?
Obstruction moving across. I thought they were fairly confident in awarding. I think they were probably persuaded by Kevin Brown a little bit to check an obstruction in midfield. But the ball moves across. There's nothing there yet. I think that's the obstruction. I think he falls over his own player. Gareth O'Brien, I think, moving behind. Does he run behind his own player? Right, Asatasi, is it? Or does he get rid of the ball? Well, you could say he runs behind his own player, but I think Asatasi is well out of the way of the play. I think there's enough depth there. There's no obstruction. I will play on from that.
Well, it looks a clean try, that is for sure. They're going to just check for the grounding. But what about the upper body strength here from Joel Monaghan? Looked as though Brown had stopped him, but he had the wherewithal to put it down. And the Wolves are back in this game with a vengeance. That's what they needed, an early score. And this will be confirmation, and it is.
You know, great centres get the ball to the winger when they're in that try-scoring position, and I'm a massive fan of Joel Monaghan, but I think what Chris Bridge did there to put the ball accurately in his hands and give him the opportunity to step inside and score. It's not easy for Chris Bridge when he was already stopped. We saw him out at half-time. He's not fully fit. There's the goal line dropout. They've forced the pressure, and then they've converted this field position into the first points of the second half. But again, a bit like the first half, really high-quality try. Good passes, players hitting the ball at pace, and a pass there that put it on the plate for Joel Monaghan to crash over, eventually in the corner.
I think it's a blow that for the Widnes Vikings, because defensively they didn't do much wrong. The winger stayed on the winger, the centre took the centre. Agree with Phil, brilliant flick from Chris Bridge, and it takes the quality of Joel Monaghan to absorb the tackle, hit and spin, and still have the quality and composure to put the ball down.
Well, a perfect start to the second half for Warrington Wolves. It'll be a test of Widnes' character now. And Ratchford to try and add the extras, which he does. The Wolves are back in the hunt. Start of the second half, they've reduced the deficit by 6. Joel Monaghan's 30th try of this Super League season.
Yeah, good combination, and the flick pass from Bridge, outstanding. And he knows how to finish the three-quarter line break, and it was outstanding from Joel Monaghan. His second try.
So what have they got now, Widnes? Because Warrington's tails are up.
They've got to make sure that they don't give away a silly penalty. That is going to be important. Dennis Betts would have got the message out and say, look, we've just got to try to apply the pressure like we did in the first half. Don't get overexcited. Play defence.
You've simply got to do your job now, Mike. Widnes defensively, structurally, weren't that far off on that try conceded. Patrick Harvan has to do better in his attempted tackle on Joel Monaghan. It's a one-on-one miss.
OK, let's go down to Graham Beecroft.
Yeah, half-time, Tony Smith, not his normal casual self, his normal relaxed self, in and out of the dressing room 5 minutes or so before the restart of the game, when the players came out onto the pitch. The Chris Bridge situation, they went into the dressing room to talk about that, so I can't give you any information about whether he's just going to try it and give it a go, but clearly they've come out well motivated for this second half. Dennis Betts just passed me, great big smile on his face, said, same again.
Yes, only 2 words from Dennis. Same again, please, in the second 40. But it's only 7 points. How important will that one-pointer be from Kevin Brown late in the game? We'll see.
Same again without that ridiculous pass that gave Warrington the advantage. It wasn't needed from the Widnes Vikings. When you've got something, you've got to do everything you possibly can to keep hold of it. Don't give it away.
It'll go high, this from Joe Mellor. It does, it goes high and cross field. Harvan has knocked that forward, so it's a free play. And Matty Russell is halted by Hep Cahill. Joe Mellor. That's the 0 tackle. Could have been worse, could have been a penalty. Here's Joel Monaghan again.
It's important that Wolves realise that to get back into some sort of style, we know what they're capable of, and the indication we saw there with the stand-off and half-back, Gareth O'Brien, Richie Myler combining. But the forwards have got to set that platform, and here's one of the big ones.
Yes, that's England, and down he goes. Ratchford is waiting. This is O'Brien, now Laithwaite, and he gets it wide to Atkins. Just bounced in front of Atkins, though. He couldn't take it on the full and head off up the other end. O'Brien, Laithwaite again, grits the teeth, takes the tackle.
Interesting where they'll go. Will they put it in the corner or will they give it some height? I prefer height.
And so does Gareth O'Brien. It's towering, this. Hanbury's underneath it. Oh! Hanbury's underneath it, and is Kevin Brown offside there? Was Kevin Brown offside?
No, he's gone back. He's gone back behind where he played it last, I think. I think that's what's got him up. Got him onside.
This is a big error from Reece.
Rashford's played at it. I don't think Brown actually gets a hand to it, so I think that's all right. He's gone back behind where the ball was last played, so he puts himself back onside.
We've seen 2 unforced errors from the Widnes fullback Reece Hanbury, and you're only going to be able to exploit deficiencies like that if Warrington can keep the ball, complete the set and get to the quality kick. He put 2 kicks in, he's lost 2 balls that he shouldn't have lost, and that's the lesson for the Warrington Wolves. Be stronger in your completions, put Widnes under pressure, and they can crack.
Chris Bridge wants to get up and play the ball quickly. There's a penalty from Cameron Phelps.
Well, I said they had to be careful, not give away silly penalties like that. It'll just erode their confidence.
Myler, and here comes England again. Big frame of England, but he's forced back by 2. Michael Monaghan at dummy half, comes into centre field, feeds Myler, Myler then to O'Brien, here's a Reece Evans! Warrington have hit Widnes with the kitchen sink at the start of this second half. Widnes fans, heads on hands, Warrington fans, hands above their heads, clapping, cheering and dancing, because Warrington are back in it in a vengeance.
If you give up the ball with basic errors like this, it really wasn't put under a lot of pressure there by Richie Myler, and Reece Hanbury has allowed them the opportunity. Silly plays, silly penalty, total confusion, simple basic link with the 2 3/4, the 2 half-backs, and Evans with so much ease. Okay, if they kick this, they'll only be 1 point behind. But boy, this game has changed on its head. Warrington are in full control now.
Yes, the game is turned upside down in the opening 8 minutes of the second half. Reece Evans, that's his 50th appearance, by the way, for Warrington. That is his 16th try in Super League. And once again, it's down to Stephen Ratchford to try and kick the goals. Well, he's smiling now, Tony Smith. He's a little happier than he was at half-time.
Well, if the North Queensland Cowboys can come back from 30-0 down in a game of rugby league in 2014, the Warrington Wolves can come back from 18-0 down. They haven't given up the ghost. I always think the best way to defend your try line is not to do it. The other end of the field attacking, and that's a lesson Widnes have got to learn, and learn pretty sharpish.
Big kick then for Ratchford, this to get them to within just the 1 point. But he's missed that one. He's hooked that the wrong side of the posts.
And that could be vital. The biggest problem that Widnes have after the restart is that they have not had the ball, no possession. But the combination of the 2 half-backs, it was a beautiful offload, wasn't it, for Evans to go in. Widnes all at sea in their defence, hesitant. They started out, took 1 step, and then started going backwards. It created the overlap. They have now to force the error. Can they do it?
Asatasi goes down on the first tackle. 15 metres away from their own line, Warrington. Trying to move it forward here with England. Monaghan, Atkins, back to Monaghan. Here's England, standing start though. Looking to offload again, all wrapped up by Gerrard and Phil Joseph.
Got to be careful, Widnes. That's better, don't mess around at the play of the ball. Oh, they've got the overlap again.
Well, that's a knock on by Bridge.
They've got possession, and this will settle the nerves. They've still got 3 points in the bag of Widnes, and they'll be desperate to turn that into 9.
Chris Bridge is not right. Chris Bridge is limping heavily.
It was always going to be a gamble. We saw him warming up at the half-time break. He's such a wonderful player, and It'll be a big disappointment for Warrington if he has to leave the field of play. It's a big gamble, I'm with you, Eddie, for Tony Smith perhaps to keep him out there.
Well, if he's not good, it might be an idea not to go to him in such a difficult position. If your hamstrings are tight, and it looks certainly like that at half-time in his stretching session, don't put him under pressure by shifting wide in your own half. For me, stick to your set in the middle of the field, get to the kick, and put Widnes down the other end of the field. You've done it twice and succeeded. I don't know why you'd go and get away from it.
Mellor to Phil Joseph. The Welsh international in such good form earlier on this season. He was talking about he fancies playing for England in the Four Nations, if you may remember, on boots and all. Mellor gets it away to Brown. And Brown, it's a rarity. He's tackled in this match.
Yeah, very rare you see this fella get up and play the ball, such as his influence. It surprised me that Brown didn't go for the kick. Remember, he created 2 tries early in that first half for Paddy Flynn.
Well, he's scheming now. He's having a look at the corner here. And the ball will come to him, and he'll slide it through. There it is. That was touched. Went backwards. Bridge to the rescue, but they turned the ball over Warrington, Widnes on the Warrington line.
Yeah, the idea was there, but I'm afraid it just didn't get through. Good option. Did well there, didn't he? Well done.
In terms of field position, if you're going to turn the ball over to the opposition, that's not a bad place to do it.
Russell trying to get away from his own end of the field. 10 metres made in 4 tackles. Myler trying to make a few more. That's the last for Warrington, so...
That's good defence.
There's really a kick here.
Really is good defence. It put him under pressure. Was he taken out late? We'll have to see whether the touch shift comes on.
I don't think he was, Mike. No, I think it was a committed tackle from Lloyd White.
It's a hell of a kick. One heck of a kick it was from Gareth O'Brien.
Especially in the field position that they were in.
Michael Monaghan's hurt. Nothing wrong with that. He was committed, but Monaghan here was injured in the collision.
Yeah, he couldn't get his head out of the way. He probably caught the hip. Yeah, the hip's got straight to him.
Over the years has taken some punishment.
Yes.
He does have a habit, Mike, of setting himself low to absorb the hit, and the danger is if you get that a fraction wrong, you're catching the full hit on the side of the head.
Just telling the physio he's good to go. The thumbs up.
Yeah, he's a tough hombre. Been a wonderful servant, hasn't he, to this club?
He has. He doesn't want to bow out here today. But that would be what would be happening if they lose to Widnes. Same for Trent Waterhouse. Joseph will take it forward for Widnes.
Widnes now just got to get back into the swing of things, and they're doing that. That's good work by their forwards. Try to get to the halfway line on the last.
Isa will play the ball to John Clark. Here comes Danny Tickle on the angled run.
Now will they go for position? Will they go for the corner?
It's with Mellor. And Mellor goes towards Matty Russell, who waits for it and then picks up pace immediately. But that's good. Good chase from Widnes.
Yeah, it was. And from the kicker as well, Joe Mellor. But I think he would have been a bit disappointed with that. They really should have punched it right into the corner, maybe to go up the whitewash, set the scrum down.
I think both sides now, Mike, are playing, I think, with a little bit of caution. The last few sets, it's tight. It's 16-19. It's 53 minutes in. No one really now wants to make that error that could cost you the game.
Atkins. He gave Christine a bit of a smack in the face as he went through there, and Dean just getting up now.
Yeah, it was a good handoff, wasn't it?
Hill.
He's not right, Dean. This is where Warrington have to test him out.
Kick into open territory is picked up securely by Rhys Hanbury. Good chase, though.
How relaxed was the fullback Hanbury there? You know, for one moment I thought he'd misjudged it, but he got to it in time.
What's my point about caution, Mike? That was a really soft kick, wasn't it, from Gareth O'Brien? He didn't overkick it, he didn't spin it. He simply dropped it onto his toe and let it roll into the path of the Widnes fullback. No one's really taking that gamble at the moment.
Brown to Hanbury. 4 tackles gone. They're still deep within their own half of the field. Look, Clark to Joseph. He spins away from one. He gets away from Ratchford and then loses it. It'll be the first knock on.
Yeah, lost control, didn't he, Joseph? And that is a big error. Remember, 2 errors early after the restart in the second stanza. Warrington took full advantage. Can they make it the hat-trick?
It's his first playoff appearance in a long and, as you just saw, much travelled career for Phil Joseph. Not so for Danny Tickle.
Well, Phil Joseph doesn't really need to change his style of play in his first playoff for goodness me, however long. What he's very, very good at is winning collision. He's very powerful, he's very low to the ground, he's a very difficult man to get a shot on. Don't reinvent something, don't start skipping across the line and try and pass the ball. Simply go harder, go faster, go with more power, get a quick play of the ball and let Widnes play on the back of it.
Oh, that's a push.
It is a push, but Myler managed to get hold of the ball before his opposite number, Mellor.
Yeah, he did well, Myler, because that was a real big push. Doing that little break in play, Eddie, Christine was...
Presses away, he's got Monaghan in support, and Monaghan will give Warrington the lead with a hat-trick. A hat-trick of tries for Joel Monaghan. And for the first time, the Wolves hit the front. Joan is 80, she was presented to the crowd before the match, and she's dancing because Warrington hit the front.
What a time to come up with a hat-trick. But I pose the question. Widnes, 2 mistakes, 2 tries. 3rd mistake. Would it bring about the try? And it has. Joseph lost control. Gave him a real good lift. And again, the 3/4 have done it all. Gets this away. There was 3 Widnes players. That's good work there by Chris Bridge. In and out, draws the fullback. The rest is easy for this man. He can't stop scoring tries.
You know, at the start of this game, Trent Waterhouse tried to offload the ball and it didn't pay off for the Warrington side. But at the moment, the offload stats read 16 for Warrington and just 1 for the Vikings. Warrington have a philosophy that believes that by keeping the ball alive over the course of a game and a season, it will help them to win more matches. That offload then again gave Chris Bridge the opportunity to show what he can do as a classy centre and just excite these Warrington supporters.
Well, the Warrington coaching staff and the Warrington medical staff can take some credit there. They've done some real good work to get Chris Bridge back onto this field after his discomfort at half-time. He's absolutely stood up Cameron Phelps for fun. There was nothing on, there was no room in which to play. He skipped inside, dropped all his weight onto his left foot and immediately sprung back, and Cameron Phelps was lost for all money. Brilliant piece of individual play from Chris Bridge.
13th try of Joel Monaghan's career. 13th hat-trick of tries for Joel Monaghan's career. 4 for Canberra, 2 for the Roosters, and now 7 for the Warrington Wolves. What a finisher. Is Ratchford a finisher? Yes, he is. 22-19 from 18-0 down. 22 points to 1 in the Wolves' favour.
And this is the hat-trick. This was the first one. Myler sent him through. And then it was Bridge in and out. What about the flick? That was number 2. And this, Bridge yet again, pulls in the full-back. What a player this guy is. What a time to come up with a hat-trick. When you were down and out, you were 19-6 down at half-time. And I'm afraid Widnes have imploded. Every time they've come up with an error, the Warrington side have replied with a TRY.
Well, in the playoffs here last year, Warrington won by 40 points to 20 against the Leeds Rhinos. And a bit of an argy-bargy between Kevin Brown and a couple of the Warrington players immediately after that Monaghan try. Monaghan involved himself as well. But that match last year Warrington against Leeds, the big score and big win for Warrington. Ben Westwood scored 4 tries that particular occasion. Westwood today is watching from the stands.
Well,
Monaghan with the kick, that's Michael.
It's going to be very, very difficult now for Widnes to get back into this game. They've got to get good field position, and that has been the problem, as well as those errors that they've come up with. They're not out of it. There's still plenty of time. We know it's the first time that Warrington have taken the lead, and they'll feel pretty strong about it, but don't write off the black and whites yet.
McGrath Luluai takes the ball forward for them. That's 4 tackles gone, still just inside their own half. John Clark will maybe get them over halfway. Joseph might, almost, well, to halfway anyway. And Clark waits. Here's Brown, this will go high and long. And Joel Monaghan's underneath that. Oh, and he breaks through Reece Hanbury. He's in the mood, isn't he now?
Is he ever? What a boost. 3 tries. Give me more. And that really surprised me that Kevin Brown actually selected to kick the ball towards Monaghan's wing. I really would have been looking to try to put Rhys Evans under pressure.
Matty Russell. Halted by Paddy Flynn, the 2-try hero of the first half for Widnes. Here is Evans. Good progress made by Rhys Evans. Michael Monaghan. O'Brien had to stretch for that. Goes down in a heap. And Michael Monaghan on the floor. The game has turned around since he's come on.
He's not well.
Ben Harrison.
Remember, he got a knock to the head a little bit early on. He's put himself there.
Here's the last tackle for Warrington. Monaghan to Myler. Bridge. Ratchford. Oh, and he was so close. Brown with an important tackle.
That was a game saver. And he knows it as Dennis Betts. Warrington is stretching him out wide.
Yeah, but this game's all about guts, isn't it? Widnes showing it here. They really are probably the season, 9 months, probably 12 months work coming down to holding on through this tough time. You want to win a game of rugby. There are occasions when your opponents are going to be on top. They're going to score points, they're going to have possession, but you have to try to ride through it, and that's what the Vikings are doing here now. Maybe a penalty or something like that could change the game, or an error by the Warrington side, but they just have to hold on and hold the nerve here, maintain that patience.
The big question is whether Widnes go back to doing what they did very, very well in the first 30 minutes of this game, or do they change tactics and shift wide? They had Warrington on the back foot by simply ploughing forward in the middle channels. The Wolves couldn't handle it early on in the game, compounded by the unforced errors that the Wolves were making, and it's gone away from Widnes. The big thing is now, how are they going to turn it round?
And the kicking from deep inside their own territory all of a sudden. Here comes Rhys Evans now.
Well, he got a little bit of an advantage that he did set a firmer and bounced away, but I was just watching that chase. Now, in the first half, the Widnes chase was brilliant. Oh, what a break!
Russell! Gareth O'Brien took a
He's lost
drop.
it to knock on.
He took a drop in back play, did Gareth O'Brien, and it's a knock on.
But he can't believe it, the fullback Russell. It was a good break. Carrying the ball a little bit loosely there. I think that might have been dragged out.
Well, I think the hand's on the arm as it comes away. I think this is probably okay. I think he pulls the arm away from the ball.
It certainly came free. The touch judge had a good look at it. The referee had a word with him, and the decision was confirmed.
The point I was making, Eddie, is that when Brown did get that kick downfield, the rest of the Widnes players were very, very slow to get that chase.
The real difficulty, Mike, isn't there, for Widnes? If you kick to Joel Moran, he's going to return with interest. If you go to the other side, Rhys Evans is very dynamic, and if you go down the middle of the field, then Matty Russell will come back on you.
Danny Galea has just gone without the ball, and the fatigue factor is starting to tell on the Vikings now.
Yep. It was just dipping, and he knows it as Dennis Betts that yet another error. 3 already in the second half. 3 tries to the Warrington Wolves. Will they want to make it 4?
Oh, I think so.
I think the process is quite simple. The difficulty is in actually applying that under such pressure and under such fatigue. Widnes have proved that if you play it simple and keep it tight, you keep the ball off Warrington, that's an advantage to yourselves. The moment you start throwing sloppy passes from dummy half and expecting players who are tired to catch it around their ankles, you are asking for trouble. And the one thing is for certain that the Wolves can give you that.
Waterhouse. Oh, he offloaded straight to Joe Mellor, did Trent Waterhouse.
Well, I cannot believe that. Remember, we were absolutely disgusted by the way that Widnes, who were leading 18-0, actually offloaded when they didn't need to, and they've got a penalty at Widnes. Boy, this is an important few minutes now for the black and whites, but why on earth did they offload there? Beyond belief.
Mike, Phil Clark was absolutely right. Warrington play that way, they're not going to change it, they've just got to be better at it. They can keep that ball in and play safe. It's not now within their culture.
Well, here's Widnes' first real opportunity of this second half. Eamon O'Carroll. We've waited 24 minutes for this, have the Vikings. What have they got in the bank? Mellor to Tickle. It was a short and telegraph pass. There was nothing unusual about that. And Tickle was virtually standing still when he took it. Here goes McGrath-Lulawai. Now McGrath-Lulawai was nearly through. Waterhouse and Ratchford held on to him. John Clark, they're very close now, the Vikings. This is Brown. Brown gets out of trouble briefly under pressure from Curry, and then Bridge finishes him off. He plays the ball here to Clark. Clark then gets it away to O'Carroll. O'Carroll unloads to Joseph, and Joseph goes for the line.
Can't get it down, they've got underneath him. This will be the last, so they've got to put the... Oh, sorry, it's a turnover. Well, did they lose the plot there? And of course, Brown had played the ball, so therefore he wasn't being able to get into a position to kick it.
No, he didn't lose it, Phil Joseph, so Warrington start on their own goal line with this set of 6.
It's a very good run from Chris Hill there to get them up to the 10-metre line on that first play. He should have taken some pressure off Harrison. With his experience now gets them closer to the 20.
Well, they're dreaming of a third consecutive grand final, and this time they're dreaming that it will be a successful trip to Old Trafford, Warrington, but Warrington, they're in a real arm wrestle here. If they win this, they go to Castleford on Thursday. Widnes win, they go to Huddersfield on Friday.
Yeah, Warrington realise that they know they've got to get another try to more or less feel safe about it.
I think the game's opening up a little bit, Mike. The wingers and fullbacks are dropping very deep. There's not much pressure on the kickers, certainly from the Widnes Vikings on that occasion. The Warrington Wolves seem to have abandoned their principle of charging every single kick down. It didn't work for them last week against Wigan. But when teams are dropping deep now, someone somewhere will look up, see this room on the edge. And you're just kind of waiting for the play now, whether it's going to be Widnes or the Warrington Wolves. A half-back will set to kick, change his mind, shift it wide. That's where I think the breaks might come.
Widnes hanging in there, despite the fact that they conceded so early at the start of this second half. 3 tries in the opening 15 minutes. Leeds Catalan follows this here on Sky Sports 3. It's winner takes all there as well.
Great tackle there by Myler, right round the ankles. Now then, will they go for field position or will they put it up in the air? Looks like Brown's going aerial.
He is, but the chase isn't clever. Oh, it doesn't need to be clever. He's lost it as Matty Russell, and what's more, he's on the floor and he's flat out.
Well, we saw the mistake by Rhys Hambry. Very shortly after the restart, that produced a try.
I think there's a bad tackle here on Matthew Russell after he's lost the ball there. Is it intentional? Probably not, no.
No, I don't think.
Well, the referee's called for the touch just to come on here.
Well, I think, you know, he's actually trying to make a tackle. I mean, we've seen plenty of shoulder charges. His arms are out. He's trying to make a tackle on that one. You know, the fact that he's got to go in, if he regains the ball, you know, he's allowed to tackle him.
It's just unfortunate that he's put himself in that position.
It's a very serious accident, if you think it is an accident. Certainly hit his head badly on the floor with whiplash involved.
Apart from the injury to the player, and none of us want to see any of that whatsoever, that's almost a perfect tackle. And I say that in inverted commas, and I say it very, very guardedly. His feet are back on the floor and the ball's alive. I don't know whether McGrath-Lulawai has any other option there but to continue with his run and his plan to make a full-bodied tackle.
Are we going with a knock-on or a
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, and let's hope that he's okay.
Right, give me a knock on. Shoulder, back.
Well, it's knock on. You've heard Ben Thaler say he's got it from the video referee. He asked the video referee, are we going for a knock on? Are we going for anything more serious? Knock on is the decision.
It's very unfortunate, and let's hope that he's A-okay.
No contact with the head. The check. Listen to me.
First and foremost, Mike, that is, you're right, the most important factor. The Warrington players now just questioning what happened there with the officials, and John Clark giving his 2 pennyworth. But for me, especially when it's such a difficult situation where a player is badly injured, I like the composure of the officials. They calmly and have a measured opinion there. They took advice from each other on what happened.
Well, Warrington are bitterly disappointed. Michael Monaghan leading the protests.
I will put it on report, but that's all good to look at it later on. They viewed it and they said
that's the physio who's asked him if he's putting it on report. The physio asked him then if he's putting it on report.
It might have an implication for a change of substitution. That might be what he's just checking for clarification. Maybe that's his responsibility. I think it's a fitness trainer, actually.
It isn't the fella in the yellow jersey who should be asking the question, is it?
Well, he's checking with the referee. If it's going on report, then they're allowed to make a free interchange. That's, I think, the implication.
You need to clarify this for us if you can.
You can only put him on report if a penalty is being given. Now, obviously the trainer is asking the question because he wants a free interchange. You know, they've come up with a knock-on. They're satisfied that there's no problem with foul play or anything like that. They shouldn't be looking to put this on report.
Well, Ben has just said he's putting it on report.
That's what he said at the moment. Let's see where he gets to. It might just be to placate the bloke who's come up to him.
I think any player has the right to ask a referee politely and calmly.
A player, Paul, I agree.
Correct. Any player has the right to approach a referee and ask him politely what a decision is. I don't know whether coaches on the field should be in that position. I think Michael Monaghan and Trent Waterhouse as the captains of the Warrington Wolves today can do that without any other interference.
Well, Paul, I'll take it a step further because as far as I'm concerned, it should only be the captain who's out on the field of play. That
shouldn't be the trainer, Steve-O. That's the point I'm making.
I'm with you. All I'm saying, and I've said it for a long time, that the players just can't surround the official like we do in other sports. We should make it sure that if you're going to make a protest or inquire about a decision, that it should only come from the captain.
I disagree, Mike, respectfully. So long as it's not a protest, any player, and I really support that, any one of the 13, in the right manner, in the right circumstance, can ask for advice and guidance from an official. I think that's fundamental in our game.
What's being lost in the detail here is that we've got a player still flat out on the floor, and that should be more important than anything, really.
Yeah, of course it is.
It is. And if I could just clarify,
yeah, please do.
Any of the 13 players can respectfully ask the referee what a decision was for. Any of the ancillary staff, the trainers or the physios, shouldn't be in contact with any of the opposition players or the officials, so they shouldn't be talking. But I also say as well that, you know, whether it goes on report here is purely for the interchange purpose, because every incident's going to be looked at anyway by the match review panel. So if there is something wrong with this, and we've looked at it, we don't think it is, but if there is something wrong, then that'll be picked up by the match review panel.
And we don't think anything, or you people who know what you're talking about don't think there's anything wrong with it. The video referee doesn't think there's anything wrong with it. And I have to say to people watching at home, this is a match of high tension, and there might have been a little bit of language that you might have picked up on the referee's microphone. On behalf of the players, the sport, the clubs, we apologise.
Hear, hear. And they're taking all precautions, and rightly so, to make sure that the player that's down injured gets the right attention. The one thing perhaps that will be worrying Tony Smith, the Warrington coach, is that this delay could just have his players sort of just take their mind off the job in hand. Remember, it looks as though it's going to be Widnes head and feet, so therefore they could have the opportunity to be able to set up for a try. And when you're standing around, the emotion is very, very high. You can just perhaps miss, you could just about miss the tackle.
And what I think is going to happen in those parameters, Mike, is because it's Matty Russell, the Warrington fullback, and the Wolves have 4 forwards on the bench: Roy Atatazi, Michael Monaghan, Ben Curry, Anthony England. That's how the Wolves started this game. it probably will fall on the shoulders of Stephen Ratchford to come out of loose forward, which is a huge task, and possibly drop to full-back.
OK, well, just let's recap what's happened in this second half. Warrington have taken the game by the scruff of the neck, but of course in the first half it was very much Widnes's 40 minutes, and there was a couple of chances, weren't there, that might have turned the match Widnes's way even more, but as it is, it's on a knife edge at 22-19.
And this is a golden opportunity, as I say. You know, they've got to have their wits about them.
I think it was McGrath Luluwai certainly got some punch in his defence, hasn't he? Remember back halfway through this season, the Magic weekend, I'm sure he was involved in a tackle on one of the Salford players that forced the ball free. I think Reece Hansbury picked it up on that occasion and went 90 metres. He certainly makes sure that he gives his all, and I agree, I think it was an accident. This is a sport that's played at high speed. Collisions occur and do accidents from time to time. I really hope Matthew Russell's going to be okay. He's getting lots of expert care around him.
I mean, none of us would begrudge Warrington the free interchange for this. It's a serious injury, but the only way it can be done is if it goes on report. If it goes on report, it should be a penalty. If it's a head and feet at the scrum to Widnes, it shouldn't be on report. Am I reading you right, Stuart?
Well, it can only if a player is sin-binned or dismissed or placed on report as a result of foul play, then you can have the free interchange. We already know he's going to give a knock-on, so whether it goes on report or not is irrelevant. You know, they can't have a free interchange unless he gives a penalty.
And I think I'm right in saying, and he certainly said at one stage, I'm sure to the on-field guy in the yellow top, that it's going on report, and I already think I've heard him saying, with the consultation with the touch judge and the video referee, it's a scrum down with head and feed to Widnes for the knock-on. We've had a long delay, and rightly, because Matty Russell's health is paramount in the situation like this. Well, every picture tells a story. They are being very, very careful with him.
If you cast your mind back 12 months, does it differ much from the Hep Cahill tackle on Brett Hodgson, when, again, Hodgson was in a lower position, and I think we all felt that Hodgson wasn't stood up to the highest point, but Hep Cahill did make contact with the head of the fullback for the Warrington side and was dismissed on this ground last season.
Did Hodgson have hold of the ball, or was it a knock-on? I can't remember.
I think he had hold of the ball, but if you remember here, Russell was going for a second attempt to bring that ball in, actually, wasn't it? There hadn't been a clean knock-on before
Cahill,
the Widnes player, Luluwai, made contact.
Well, round of applause for Matty Russell. They are warriors, these players. They take risks week after week for our enjoyment and entertainment, and let's hope that Matty Russell is okay. They're taking him off the field very, very gingerly indeed. And the result of all of this is that Widnes are in an attacking position. They have head and feet at the scrum. I haven't seen Ben Thaler cross the arms, so I assume it's not on report. And this is a chance for Widnes.
And a rare opportunity as well. And I just get the feeling that they've got to make something out of this. They've got to get the shock factor to put Warrington in a position where they've got to chase.
Here comes Cahill. He goes down on tackle number 3.
Kevin Brown's got to be the key. He's coming on that second phase.
Here is Mellor. This is Brown. Short ball then to Danny Galea. He gets the ball away, but only to Myler. And they're saying knock on. Widnes, the referee and touch judges disagree.
Tremendous effort from Myler. He came out, he took a huge gamble. He got to it. Well, there were screams that he lost control of it, but that was great work there by Richie Myler.
It did look like there's a little bit of a fumble from that reverse angle, and it's good to see players like Richie Myler. Did it come loose there? Richie Myler, though, not waiting back for the Vikings to run at him. He's up, he's out of the line, he's trying to dictate the fight.
Last tackle here now for Warrington. O'Brien pumps the ball downfield. This will skip dead. That'll gift Widnes 20 metres further up the field. We're in for a thrilling finish, I think.
Are we ever? And I'm not so sure that O'Brien will be disappointed with that. Warrington can set their defensive line, and it's been pretty good this second half. It's very rare to see a black and white clean break.
I'm just kind of thinking, Mike, looking and just thinking back on that play then from Kevin Brown. What we've not seen from him so far is that show and go, that jink of the shoulder, that step where he straightens up, he feigns to pass, and he straightens up and goes right to the inside shoulders of the opposition players. He's gone for the pass and the kick for the majority of the game. I just wonder if Widnes do get better field position back in the Warrington quarter, whether he'll go straight at the line.
Oh, they're keeping it alive, they're taking a chance on it, they have to. This is sudden death, and Tickle is trapped on the last.
Will it be a chip over the top? Remember, the full-back has dropped way back. Yes, it's a chip, but it's
not the best, but it's turned Myler around.
Great work from Myler yet again, he anticipated that. Tony Smith, Warrington coach, will be very pleased with the way that Myler has read that little chip.
You're right, Mike, the Warrington Wolves three-quarters read that 3 or 4 seconds before Widnes put the kick in. That's the point I made a little bit earlier about a player now looking up, seeing what a defensive structure is about to do, and then changing it at the last minute. I think both sides are vulnerable to a really smart play.
Chris Hill will take it to the halfway line on tackle number 4. Down he goes. Mickey Hyam to Chris Bridge, danger man for Warrington this. His offloads have killed Widnes down the right-hand side today. Hyam again, Myler drills the ball along the ground, bounces, goes out. Now then, the referee, I think, has taken this decision into his own hands and said this is...
His right to touch was the corner flag.
Just had a little flick at it, didn't it?
It did.
Well, I was just about to say...
Must have good eyes, Ben.
He's well trained, good eyes, good ears and good mouth.
I was just going to say, I was just going to praise that was the good tactic to make sure that it went whitewash, but I'm afraid it just went the wrong side, didn't it? It allowed Widnes the possession
fractionally.
Yet again.
Yeah, fractionally. Down he goes. Into the last 10 minutes, 3 points the difference.
Stephen Ratchford now playing at the full-back position. Oh, big hit there.
Ben Harrison. No way through for Willie Isa. He'll pick himself up and play to John Clark. Kevin Brown, the architect of a great first half. Here comes Rhys Hanbury. Rhys Hanbury got through the first one, couldn't get away from Chris Hill.
Here's a high one. Surely they're going to test him. Ratchford shouldn't hold. Chip over the top.
Out wide it comes to Paddy Flynn. Now the high one off the boot of Flynn.
Oh, it's a good one as well.
Oh, and it's play on, 6 to go. They're going to play the first one. They're going to play the knock-on by Warrington. It was a free play. That's why Kevin Brown took the chance.
They've got to set up for it. Well, I was surprised they didn't go for the bomb in the first place. They kicked to the corner, and it came about by Paddy Flynn, but with high one.
Okay. He's having a look. Right. He's having a look. He's having a look.
Well, he's asked the referee to have a look. I think he's looking to see whether the knock-on decision is the right one. They want to see if it comes off Stephen Ratchford, as Ben Thaler thinks it did. And it does.
Yep, no doubt about it. And that's why Kevin Brown went for the free play.
There's Ratchford there, it's off him.
Yep.
Do we have an... Strum down, Widnes ball.
And if it did come off Tickle, then it was going backwards anyway. Now then, will they do the plan move from the scrum base? Will they utilise this short blind side? Rhys Evans is all on his own.
Well, I think there was a hint in there that Danny Tickle's hand may have been involved in it, but decision made. What I'm looking for now is what Kevin Brown's going to do.
Yeah, they got there in the end. That's the most important thing.
Back up, Keith.
Clark gives it length and finds Kevin Brown. He then finds Hanbury and he gives it straight to Monaghan. Warrington, if he scores along the way to the next round. Great chase back by Hanbury. Great chase back.
What a tremendous game saver.
That could have turned the course of history for the Widnes Vikings.
unbelievable. Once he went through, you'd say, oh, shut the gate, he's away. Monaghan looked for all the world. Dennis Betts, I can't believe it. But within seconds, he'll say, I do believe it. We're still in with a chance.
Mike, it was Rhys Hanbury who threw the interception, and then Rhys Hanbury who turned from a standing start and caught Joel Monaghan. Ridiculous play, and then brilliant play to recover it.
Stand, boys!
But he knew.
Well,
he knew in his mind that it was all over. And
that was next week. He's smiling now.
And he's smiling now. He couldn't believe it. He would not have seen that tackle. The head went down. He said it was all over.
Michael, I'll repeat something I said a few moments ago. When Widnes get to the other end of the field, if Warrington allow them to do so and they succeed, Kevin Brown has to run the ball. He has passed and he's kicked, and so have Widnes for the majority of the game. They have to do something a little bit different. He has the pace and the ability to straighten up and cause them problems.
The first of that, though, is that Widnes have got to get up the other end. And this terrier-like Warrington defence is making sure they don't do that.
Well, the last time they made a clean break, it was a switch back inside from Kevin Brown.
Here's a break. Halted, though, by Waterhouse.
Oh, Christine was on the wrong side. If it had just been able to get on the inside, it was a problem there.
That's not the best kick from Christine.
No. That was straight to him. He really should have punched it towards the sticks. And both Ratchford and Joel Monaghan would have had to go back for it. Oh, the heavy guns are coming out now. It's low-flying aircraft out there at the moment.
Myler gets it away to Ben Curry. Ben Curry is bundled to the ground by Kevin Brown. 6 minutes to go, 3 points the difference.
And the Wolves are doing... Sorry, Eddie, the Wolves are doing really well to hold on to this game, aren't they? Widnes are stepping their act up. They're throwing everything they've got at the Warrington Wolves.
Laithwaite up the middle. Down he goes. Last tackle coming up.
Hanbury has dropped back. Will they go for the corner? No, they've gone straight down the middle, and it's not a bad one, but it will go too far. They're lining up on the 30-metre line. Dennis Betts is getting excited. He knows that the clock is ticking away.
So here they come again, Widnes. And Warrington's defence has been solid, certainly in this second half. It's been the playoff of the weekend so far.
Been a brilliant game.
Brown gets it wide to Hanbury. And Warrington scrambled back to bring him down. Cameron Phelps at dummy half. Here's Heb Cahill.
Now then, we haven't seen the show and go from Kevin Brown. Will we see it now? Or will we see an individual chip over the top? Again, Ratchford. He's very deep indeed.
And he drops the ball off to Danny Tickle. He loses it. And that could be it. That could be it for Widnes.
I can't believe that Tickle wanted to try to offload.
Why has he stopped the game here, though? Warrington have got possession. Isn't that play on?
Well, he could have played on with a free play. We've got an extra play the ball. Probably lost about 6 metres on the play, so we could have kept it going.
So into the last 5 minutes, nearly into the last 4 minutes. And the Warrington supporters still biting their nails. It's only 3 points.
It's up the jumper time here, and the Widnes fans know that. Tony Smith, he's been around long enough. He's a tremendous coach. He knows it'll be safety first, and then the kick into the corner, and I mean over the whitewash. It's all about turning this black and white squad around.
They're going to push again here, Mike. Not this time, but they need their hands on the ball.
Hyam. Brought down by Brown. Wants to get on with it. Ratchford got the ball away.
You've got to give a lot of credit to this Widnes outfit. You know, it looked as though they were just going to fall in a heap. When Warrington took the lead at 22-19, you thought that the heads would go down, but they haven't. They really have fought hard of Widnes.
Here's Chris Bridge. No one's fought harder than him. No one's fought harder than Bridge. Still going, Chris Bridge, still going. What an effort finds Atkins. Atkins skips away from one, skips away from two. Gets the try, does he? Gets the try. No, he doesn't. He's short.
He's short.
Short. Here's the last. O'Brien into the in-goal area. Claimed in the in-goal area.
Good work by Cameron Phelps. How on earth did they stop Atkins? They did. They're still in with a chance. Ratchford is not going deep this time. Ratchford knows the danger of the chip-off. Oh, they've got it away.
And Brown spins it wide to nobody. Out on their knees are Widnes. Paddy Flynn.
He can hardly walk, Flynn.
Tension for Tony Smith. He knows one slip and it's all over. And there it is.
He knows there's Dennis Betts, and so does Danny Tickle. What a tremendous effort, though. I know there's still time remaining, but I just get the impression now Warrington will just trundle it forward. I think he realises the fate, but what an effort it has been. Danny Tickle has worked overtime, but the error surely is going to be so costly.
How brave is Michael Monaghan? He's already been virtually knocked out at one point in the game because he tackles low. He set himself, he went in head first. It's his head and his shoulder that's hit the ball-carrying arm of Danny Tickle, and he's won the game for the Warrington Wolves.
Rhys Evans keeps going, does the young winger. Halted those 17 metres away from the line. Mickey Hyam, O'Brien, Laithwaite. And Laithwaite looking to offload, can't. Inside the last two.
This is where Widnes, perhaps out wide, takes the gamble and goes for the intercept. Oh!
Don't need to. Ben Curry has put it down.
Unbelievable. Kerry can't believe it. Brown has created all to it. Kerry's gone after Brown. Get on with the games, boys. Here's the big fella, our van.
This is their last chance. This is Widnes' season in 90 seconds.
But why on earth didn't Warrington just shove it up the jumper? Close the game down.
Mellor tries to get underneath Laithwaite, can't do so. It's not over yet for Dennis, but it so nearly is. Brown. Oh, and he was nearly through. Very, very nearly through. Christine plays the ball to Lloyd White. Here is Brown again. He's... Oh, it's a penalty. Run behind the man. That's it. That is it. Dennis Betts knows the game's over. Widnes know the game's over, and Warrington move on to next week. Penalty for obstruction.
Yeah, used Lloyd White, went round the back of him, and that is sufficient. Even though it looked as though no Warrington player could have got to Brown.
There was no one near him.
I know, but that is the way, the controversial decision that we've had all season. And surely now it's up jumper time.
Yes, Warrington will be in no rush. They'll just take the tackles. England takes the first. We're 25 seconds away from the final siren, and this is Waterhouse. Hyam ducks under a couple. It's been a great cup tie, and that's what it has been this playoff.
Brilliant.
It's all over. Curry will just take this, and then they will take the coach to next week's match. Warrington move on. Widnes, what a brave effort from the team, finishing 8th. So near, yet so far for them. 19-6 up at half-time. 18-0 up at one stage after half an hour. But then Joel Monaghan ran a hat-trick in from the 35th to the 55th minute. We had 22-19 for the last 25 minutes of the game. Nobody could break the defences down after that. And Warrington, aiming for their 3rd consecutive grand final, move on to next week. He has been outstanding, Chris Bridge. He's man of the match, and he is with Graham.
Well, Chris Bridge, congratulations. A fantastic performance individually and by the team. To come back from 18-0 down was a great effort.
Yeah, it was. We started off slow and they had momentum and we were struggling a bit and putting a lot of ball down, and we talked about half time about building a game again, and we did so, and we kicked on and we finished the job, and we got the win. That's all you want, really.
Now, you had a fitness test at half-time, effectively, decided to carry on. How much pain were you in? And you provided a crucial pass for a crucial try.
I'm in no pain, it's just I'm a bit tight, so I had to loosen up when you get stiff at half-time, so I just make sure I warm up so I don't pull out, that's all it is.
3 tries, a hat-trick from Joel Monaghan. He's such a good player for you.
Oh, I love playing with him, and he's such a big character off the field and on the field as well, and just awesome playing with him. And he scores some tries that other people can't do, and it's just really enjoy playing with him.
Great inner strength amongst the team to come back there, because there are plenty of sides who wouldn't have done that.
There it is. Well, it happened to us last week. We got into a big lead, and Wigan come back and did us, and we gritted our teeth today, and we ground out the win, and that's what you need to do in playoff footy.
And that'll give you a great boost, of course, for the matches to come.
Yeah, it is. So I think we're away to Cast next week, so we'll see how we go.
Well played. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Thank you. So there we go. Chris Bridge is congratulated by his coach, Tony Smith, and Tony Smith is with us now. Tony, congratulations.
Thank you.
It was a marvellous, marvellous fight back.
Yeah, well, we could be dangerous if we put 80 minutes together. At the moment, we're doing it the hard way, but we found a way. Courageous boys, really well fought out by Widnes. They brought us undone with a few plays early in the match and deserved their lead at half-time, but I knew our boys would have a say if we just built a game, and we certainly built that second half.
You did indeed. Unfortunately, you lost Matty Russell at the end. I've got to ask you about him. How is he?
We're not sure. We're not sure. So, yeah, it wasn't great, but we'll go and assess him, and we'll put out a statement as a club when we know exactly how he is.
A hat-trick for Joel Monaghan, and Mickey Monaghan playing his last game here as well.
Yeah, the two skippers today. Michael was a skipper when he was on the field, and Joel was a skipper while Michael wasn't on the field. So, and Joel's just a try-scoring freak, and he just keeps coming up with it, and big tries for us as well. But we kept our composure today, all of them, and I think that's down to some of the leadership from the boys on the field as well, like Joel and Michael. So big credit to them today.
Well done. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us, Tony. Dennis Betts joins us now, the losing coach. For so long in the game, of course, it looked as though, Dennis, you were going to win that one. Certainly the first half, you had a great 40 minutes, but it didn't go for you in the second.
Well, that's the point in this game, and there's two halves of it. We had a great first half, they had a great second half. Unfortunately for us, we just capitulated, and they're a champion side. They've been in grand finals, they've been in Challenge Cup finals. To come here, you can hear the crowd behind us, and I thought we put on a really strong performance, but just those little things from individuals that just a little bit off.
It was one of those little things, the fact that you played a chancy move right towards the end of the first half and let them in. How crucial was that, do you think?
No, it's not a chancy move. It was an error in judgment and decision that gave them the ball, but we should still solve that problem and not let they shouldn't score that try. It's not the play that causes that. There's some errors involved in it, but again, we came here to play. We scored some good points. We did some good stuff, but against a side who's used to playing in these kind of games.
Yeah, and you've got to build on that, and these sorts of performances, of course, these sorts of occasions do. You must be pleased with how it's gone, generally speaking, this season. Plenty to build on for next season.
I think, well, in general, yeah, I'm disappointed at the moment. I felt we did enough to win that game. I think the lads are disappointed. We wanted to be in the next round, but again, we put in a really strong performance, and overall, you'd say that it's been a solid year.
Thank you very much indeed, Dennis. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, a very solid year for Widnes, and a very solid career for that man, John Clark, who played the majority of his rugby league on this very ground and on the old Wilderspool ground as well. John Clark, also with Wigan, the London Broncos, ending up at Widnes, the end of his particular career. He retires now, and Michael Monaghan leaves the scene. Brother Joel, though, is still very much part and parcel of the scene at Warrington. Farewell to Trent Waterhouse as well for the home fans, but not farewell yet for Warrington. They carry on.
Looks like a job for the old magic sponge.
thing's awesome. But Brian doesn't like seafood. Or even the sea, for that matter. Especially if there's a horse involved. You love Brian. But right now, you love being at this resort without Brian just a little bit more. Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah!
Numbers, there's no getting away from. Andy, though. I like some numbers better than others.
Benson's for Beds 1 to 5 bed firmness rating and unique comfort station make it easy to find a bed that's right for you.
I like this number a lot. It's a 3.
For a limited time only, there's £100 off selected beds and free credit on everything over £150 at Benson's for Beds.
Build Ayrton Senna's World Championship winning car. Go online now to sennarsmclaren.com and discover how you can build this stunning scale model of the legendary Honda McLaren. Each month, receive high-quality parts recreated to the original spec and a fascinating magazine celebrating the life of a sporting icon. This offer is not available in stores, so go online now to sennarsmclaren.com and order yours today.
888 Sport gives you £88 in free bets. Yes, £88. It's as simple as app, tap, bet. You place bets, you get free bets up to £88. Plus, there's hundreds of ways to bet. Bet in play. Cash in your bet early. Yes, you can. Join now and get £88 in free bets. 888 Sport. Bet you can.
Harvey's up to half-price sale won't just save you money, it can end wars. Be a means of keeping you abreast of world affairs. Help you achieve inner peace. Teach your children the important lessons in life. Assist you in managing your team back from 4-0 down. And even initiate peace negotiations. Hurry, Harvey's early bird discounts end Tuesday.
The next episode of The Leftovers is available now on demand.
You here on your own free will, Miss Abbott?
Yes.
You need my help?
No.
They say they want to remind people of what happened. What do they want? They want to recruit.
We don't have to feel like this anymore. She snuck off in the middle of the night. With them!
I need you to come with me.
Brand new The Leftovers continues Tuesday at 9 on Sky Atlantic HD. Or watch it now on demand.
Man City v Chelsea, part of a big weekend of football. Today and tomorrow on Sky Sports.
Looks like a job for the old magic sponge.
Well, it's Joel Monaghan with a hat-trick, who has, I was going to say rescued, that's not quite correct, but Joel Monaghan's hat-trick was crucial in this match against the Widnes Vikings. Warrington move on to next week. For Widnes, the dream is over, but it was a tight and a close-run thing. Warrington 22, their neighbours Widnes 19. They were 18-0 up with the Vikings at one stage, 19-6 at half-time. But Warrington, they showed their class. They're still on course for a third consecutive grand final. Let's pick the bones out of this one. Here are the boys at the touchscreen. It's John and Brian.
I'm going to start wearing a name badge from now on. Eddie used the word rescue. You might be right. 19-6 at half-time to Widnes Vikings. It took a Joel Monaghan try followed by a Rhys Evans try to put them back into the game. They still trail, though, until 55th minute. Joel Monaghan's hat-trick try created by some sensational play by Chris Bridge, a man who was stretching his hamstring at half-time. We were worried about whether or not he'd be able to continue, John.
Yeah, nobody should have worried either. A superb riposte from Warrington straight after the half-time break, you are correct, culminating it in this try. And this was a try that actually put them ahead. I've chosen this angle for you. Just have a look at Chris Bridge and what he's able to do here. The offload gives them the second chance. Just look at the way in the air there. He's made the decision already what he's going to do, and as you know, this is where he's going to go on the outside. The only thing I would say is that if you're Patrick Arvan, you've really got to have the alarm bells ringing because you know how good Chris Bridges' feet are. in the event. That's outstanding.
I love his composure here to just delay the pass till the last minute.
He had to commit Reece Hambry, didn't he? In no way could he have let go of that ball even half a second earlier, because Reece Hambry would have been able to slide off and challenge Joe Monaghan. So it was perfectly timed, perfectly executed, and a deserved man of the match. He was very, very good.
Okay, cast your minds back a couple of weeks ago to Headingley. We saw the Leeds Rhinos take on St Helens. Joel Moon sent off in that game. Cast your mind back just a short week ago, to the John Smith Stadium at Huddersfield. We saw Alex Wormsey sent off for a high shot on Luke Robinson. Tell me, John, how on earth this was not a sending off?
I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. We've picked probably the best example we can, and I'll play it again.
A shoulder charge, direct contact with the head, red card all day.
That's it. Full stop.
Okay.
One final thing. Widnes, they came to play. They came to win. And Dennis Betts and his men emerged from this game with a huge amount of credit. It was a fantastic effort from them.
They were brilliant, and they did worry the Warrington Wolves, little doubt about that. Okay.
Connect them wirelessly with our on-demand connector. Press and hold the WPS button on your router for 2 seconds. Then, within a minute, press the WPS button on your on-demand connector and both will connect automatically. Then, follow the prompted on-screen instructions. If you don't see the instructions, then go to Settings, then to Network, and
an exciting new evolution in TV. The next generation Sky Plus is here. We've brought the very best of Sky Plus together into one place, with 8 sections to choose from. Your TV guide is one of these sections, so you can still look at what's on over the next 7 days. Go to the planner if you want to find any content that you've recorded, downloaded or purchased. Select Catch Up TV if you've missed an episode of your favourite show, and to find the UK's widest range of Catch Up TV channels. You can discover more box sets of the latest shows from the very beginning here, available at no extra cost if you have a Sky HD subscription or the family bundle. New and Recommended has all our latest shows, available in new series. Suggestions recommends TV shows and movies you might enjoy, and Showcase contains the best of the week's TV. If you're a Sky Sports Pack customer, you can find all your favourite sports in one place, browse channels, or go straight to live sporting events. In Sky Movies On Demand, our Sky Movies Pack customers can find hundreds of titles to start watching whenever they want. And connected customers can use the Sky Store to choose from over 1,000 movies to rent straight to their TV, with many available to buy and keep forever. The new Sky Plus delivers the ultimate connected experience. Connect your Sky Plus box to broadband now to make the most of the new Sky Plus homepage. For more information on all of this, as well as getting connected, go to sky.com/homepage. Welcome to the new way to watch TV. Sky. Believe in better.
if your Sky Plus box isn't connected to a broadband connection, you're missing out. When you are connected, you get even more from your Sky subscription at no extra monthly cost. You'll be able to rent over 1,000 movies straight to your TV with Sky Store and access the UK's widest range of catch-up TV password. When you've found your network, enter your password using your Sky remote.
An exciting new evolution in TV. The next generation Sky Plus is here. We've brought the very best of Sky Plus together into one place, with 8 sections to choose from. Your TV guide is one of these sections, so you can still look at what's on over the next 7 days. Go to the planner if you want to find any content that you've recorded, downloaded or purchased. Select Catch Up TV if you've missed an episode of your favourite show, and to find the UK's widest range of Catch Up TV channels. You can discover more box sets of the latest shows from the very beginning here, available at no extra cost if you have a Sky HD subscription or the family bundle. New and Recommended has all our latest shows, available in new series. Suggestions recommends TV shows and movies you might enjoy, and Showcase contains the best of the week's TV. If you're a Sky Sports Pack customer, you can find